their new hot samosa sticks and or jalapeno poppers. Like many of the other deli favorites, these little bites of awesomeness are cooked to order in about 5 minutes. They're great by themselves or pair them with a new chicken tender sandwich and a cold drink for one of the best lunches in town. Oh yeah, you can spice things up at Farmers Co-op, owned by those they serve at 1450 Coffee and Avenue in Sheridan.
Are you looking to expand your operation, purchase a new building, or get that business idea of yours off the ground? Hi, this is John Dick with First Bank of Wyoming. For all those business projects, big and small, we can help. Our decisions are made locally, and we're here for you every step of the way from concept to completion. Let's get started today. Stop by our office at 1470 Sugarland Drive, Suite 2, or give us a call at 672-1733. First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
Rooting for the home team is the Wyoming way, and the banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan are the 307's biggest fans. Banking with us means you're doing more than ever to support school sports because your money stays right here in our community. We're proud to recognize our hard-working athletes with youth sponsorships, and the local difference means the familiar faces you know and trust for your banking needs are the same ones cheering with you up in the stands. Buffalo Fed Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
You know what they say, if you're not first, you're last. For all your plumbing demands, choose A-Plus Plumbers and Appliance Repair. Commercial, residential, new construction, remodel jobs, and all repairs in between. A-Plus Plumbers and Appliance Repair, because they are number one in a number two business. Call 672-9454. That's 672-9454.
Our service department offers the best in automotive service to our customers. Hi, this is Chris Hayden from Waring Sheridan Chevrolet. Our facility has the latest diagnostic repair equipment, and our highly skilled technicians will deliver the most efficient and quality vehicle care you can find. We offer an oil change, tire rotation, and inspect your vehicle to make sure your vehicle is running its best. That includes free pickup and delivery within the Sheridan city limits. Plus, if your vehicle is in need of any mechanical repairs, we have the best team of technicians to get you up and running. Waring Chevrolet, 107 East Alger.
As we get rolling now, it's time for the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show. My conversation with head coach Jeff Mowry is next.
Are you tired of dealing with complicated bank switches? At First Federal Bank and Trust, we understand that where you bank matters, and switching to the right bank should be a breeze. Introducing ClickSwitch, your ultimate solution to hassle-free direct deposit transfers. With ClickSwitch, we automatically move your recurring direct deposits from your old account to your new account. It's simple, safe, and takes just minutes. When you bank with First Federal, you're not just a customer, you're a valued member of the community. We take pride in living and working right alongside you, contributing to the growth of our local economy. First Federal Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
Jeff, we're into week 3, and here we go against the Laramie Plainsmen. It's kind of been an interesting couple of weeks of the season. Had the pretty good outing at Cheyenne Central, and then Cheyenne South rolled in, and that just turned into what amazed me about the game. I knew that it was going to be a mismatch, but you had 2 punt returns for touchdowns. You block a punt for a touchdown, and you get a pick 6 in a game. That's almost odds mathematically, that's almost impossible. It was crazy.
It was wild, and pride ourselves in special teams for sure, and we've done that for the past 17 seasons here in Sheridan. And we looked back at our records, and we've scored 2 special teams touchdowns in a game, but never 3. And like you said, to have 2 punt returns, a blocked punt for a touchdown, and then a pick 6, we've never had anything like that. And I think it just shows that a point of emphasis with our young special teams and how critical those can be. We're up 2 scores and we haven't ran an offensive play yet. Those are huge momentum shifting plays in a game that we've got to continue to.
But one thing you and I visited with about after the game, that's the fact that when you have ball games like that, you're not trying to score 69 points. It just
right now
happened. Because like you said, the kids are out there playing. But there's a bigger fish to fry in this conference. When we look at Cheyenne, Thunder Basin, Trona County, all of them. Your starters did not get many snaps. We talked about 15. That's nothing. But again, you're up big. You got to take those guys out for health reasons. Yep. You don't want somebody to turn an ankle or some crazy. Plus, the other guys worked hard in practice all week. They get a chance to play. They get a chance to play. So it's really kind of a mixed bag of things that emotionally with players, you're going through that during the game.
Absolutely, Trevor, you're exactly right. I mean, there's pros and cons in the whole situation, and we get 15 reps with our ones on offense. That being said, we got 15 more reps that we didn't think we'd get with guys for the first time on a Friday night. Chance Morris runs for his first touchdown on a Friday night, and what a wonderful crowd and atmosphere we had at Field there on Friday night, and you get young guys in there, and so you're building depth. Do you wish you could have got more reps with our ones? Absolutely, we do. Do we wish we could have got more reps with our 2s and 3s? Absolutely, we do. So it's one of those, catch-22s. I'd like to have our cake and eat it too, but it doesn't work out that way all the time. And so I really thought our kids did a good job of being mature and handling this situation for what it was, and trying to continue to get better. And whether that's with the limited reps or with the extended reps for our young guys.
If you're a senior and one of the guys that's a starter, and that starts to happen where you're getting rotated out, I think you just have to be mature enough to know why it's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talk to those guys all the time, and you hear us say, as the seniors go, the season goes. And we talk to them. It's not about how the seniors' stats go. It's not about how the seniors' wins and losses go. It's about how the seniors handle themselves in situations like this: adversity, success, failure. And our seniors did a good job of staying in the game, helping those younger guys, and understanding that they're building this team for the future, not just this year. The seniors didn't set a goal that said we're going to win week 2. The seniors set bigger, loftier goals than that, and so they understand this is a step in the process. And if we can build depth in week 2, that's going to help us in week 7 and week 9.
Let's talk about the first 2 games. So you finally got video of the kids. You had 2 video things here, 2 completely different games, though. This week, as you get ready to play Laramie, let's talk about some of the things that maybe where the coaching staff was really, hammering on the kids this week about.
Really, okay, here's my job on this play, but not just this is my job, but fine tuning. Okay, when I'm supposed to be on this play, what shoulder of the defender do I need to be blocking, and where's this play going, or the scheme of this play? Who's our read, and who are we not supposed to be blocking? We have multiple plays that could go different directions. And so on one side of the field, we should be blocking sweep. On the other side of the field, we should be blocking counter. And so making sure kids understand not just, hey, I'm blocking this guy, but where am I blocking this guy? Making sure our quarterback's seeing every play. Is it a 1 high safety, a 2 high safety? And how does that change my reads? And receivers should start to see that as well. Defensively, on the defensive front, Coach Smith is talking about our guys, hey, we might have won the game and dominated that game, but we only graded out at this percentage because we're not striking our hands to the correct shoulder on the offensive lineman. And we're allowing those offensive linemen to climb to backers when that shouldn't be happening. And so really getting into those fine details. And yeah, a great win. And we love being 2-0. At the same time, we've got to find ways to continue to grow, to push our team.
The way the game is played now, whether it's a pro club or if it's the Sheridan Bronx, you can't be a dummy.
No,
because there's a lot of things, that's the thing. Pre-snap, there is tons of things that are going through their heads, and they've got to decipher what we're doing. And it's amazing. It really is amazing that these young kids can pull this off.
Yeah, Trevor, the game has really changed since I played, for sure. And you used to go up and we'd run the play, and even, quarterbacks at the time had lots of options to call the plays even. And now we call a concept many times, and then it's up to the team where the ball's going to go. There are many plays in our offense where the ball could go 3 different directions, and it's up to the people. We'll call the concept and we'll call the formation, and then the quarterback comes to the line and decides where the ball's going to go. And so we put a lot of trust in our young men, and they can handle it. The expectations are high, and what we continue to find out is guys will continue to meet that high expectation, and we trust them to make those decisions, and it makes us better in the end.
Let's take a look at the opponent, Laramie. They finally got a coach that stuck around.
Yeah.
And they'd have been more than a decade.
Yep.
They were coaches. They were just burning through people year after year after year. Well, if you're doing that, I don't care what kind of athletes you have, there's no consistency, and you can't win on a regular basis when that's happening.
Yeah, change in programs, and we see it at the college level all the time. People are moving jobs and things like that, and you're right, Laramie's gone through a number of head coaches, since the DTI eras, really. And so Coach Wrong has stuck around there now 3 years, and consistency is always important within a program, so they know what the expectations are. They know the concepts of the offense and defense, and I think that's one of the big assets that we have on our staff is 4 of our coaches have been around for 17 years, and that consistency within the coaching staff, that consistency within the expectation, I think is an advantage within our program.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, consistency is just huge for teenagers.
Yes.
It really is. If you're talking about an age group, it really is. Let's talk about the ball game. Again, got to stay on this winning streak because there's a couple of big ones. I think Thunder and tonight. There's a lot of big ones, but there's we talked last year about running the gauntlet.
Yep.
And the kids ran the gauntlet and went undefeated. My goodness. Well, it's about time. This crew is running the gauntlet here pretty soon.
Yes, we are, and we've got to get ourselves ready. And we talked about last week's game, and we look back on it. Yeah, we wish we had more snaps for our ones, but it did help us build some depth because that will become critical as we go down the stretch. You're going to have some injuries, and you're going to have some other young guys are going to have to step into roles that they're maybe not quite ready for, and those reps that they got in week 2 become huge in week 7. And so we've got to continue to do that. Trevor. You're going to see lots of guys rotating into different positions because we've got to continue to build that depth so that we have multiple guys ready to play at every position. And so Laramie. Playing in Laramie is a tough place. It's a long drive down there. The weather sometimes can be kind of challenging. It looks like the weather forecast can be pretty good, but you can guarantee there's going to be some wind, usually coming out of the west. And so our guys got to come out of the locker room and come out on fire like we did last week. We've got to come out and play clean football with high energy and start the game right. And I think that'll be critical to get the ball rolling in the right direction so that we can continue to build depth.
I want to go back to one thing last week and talk about some of the younger guys, and we talk about that, the juniors and sophomores that are not starters, that you're able to rotate through. What I was impressed with, too, is a lot of times in games like that, the young guys go in, and it's a disaster.
Yes.
And they're going backwards.
Yep.
This crew got out there and just started clicking right off the bat. They were ready. And I was impressed with that.
I'm with you, Trevor. I complimented the team after the game and again on Monday that, we started the game with all our timeouts and we ended the game with all our timeouts. And typically, when you start subbing in special teams, young guys, we're gonna not have 11 men on the field, and we're gonna be hustling somebody out there. And not once did I have on a timeout. We got our guys out there on our team, and that's a tribute to our team paying attention and being focused, but also our coaching staff making sure that everybody's ready to go. When we did get that last punt in the fourth quarter, we had 11 men out there, and it wasn't our ones. We shuffled some guys and got all of our guys out there. And so I was impressed with the maturity of that, and they were locked in for 4 quarters.
And it's when you're an underclassman, for lack of a better term, you never know when you're going to get your chance to get out there and say you get your chance, you make the most of it. And then, maybe 3-4 weeks, 6 weeks down the road, you're out there contributing even more.
You're exactly right, Trevor. Coaches, we look at that film just like we did the first 15 plays with our ones. We're going to break that down and find out where we can get better. And then when our young guys get in there, we're finding what guys we think can step up and continue to play. And you saw some young guys get in there, sophomores and juniors that get in there, and they made some plays that we saw on Friday night too, that the coach is like, hey, we're going to take this guy because we believe he can have an impact for us down the road. And it might be a small role now, but it's a significant role because when we get down the stretch, all our roles are so critical that everybody's got to believe in what they can do, and they've got to be comfortable in that setting.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Are you tired of dealing with complicated bank switches? At First Federal Bank and Trust, we understand that where you bank matters, and switching to the right bank should be a breeze. Introducing ClickSwitch, your ultimate solution to hassle-free direct deposit transfers. With ClickSwitch, we automatically move your recurring direct deposits from your old account to your new account. It's simple, safe, and takes just minutes. When you bank with First Federal, you're not just a customer, you're a valued member of the community. We take pride in living and working right alongside you, contributing to the growth of our local economy. First Federal Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
And a very good evening, everybody. Trevor Jackson with you as we get ready to go tonight as the Sheridan Broncs take on the Laramie Plainsmen. And we're just a few minutes away from getting the ball game started. And as far as the weather here in Laramie, windy, of course, but I guess from Laramie standards, not too brutal yet, but it's good enough. But otherwise, it's a warm evening here in Laramie with... I think our temperature, I'm just checking it, they were right around 80 or so degrees today, and I think we're pretty close to that probably here at kickoff, maybe a little bit less, but as far as playing in Laramie, we have been down here one of the last couple of times we were here. We had just a horribly cold evening right now, 77 degrees in Laramie as they get ready to kick the ball game off tonight. And thank you for joining us here on 1410 KWYO AM and 106.9 FM on the radio and our live video web stream on our website at SheridanMedia.com. And I want to thank our sponsors, our pre and post game show sponsors, First Federal Bank and Trust, and also we want to welcome a new sponsor tonight, the Powderhorn, sponsoring our halftime show with your host at halftime, James Timberlake. So welcome aboard to the Powderhorn. The Powderhorn also is the sponsor of our starting lineups that you'll see on the video. The Powderhorn, play where you live. And also tomorrow, you'll be able to see the video highlights of this ball game on our website, SheridanMedia.com. And again, courtesy Century 21 BHJ in Johnson and Sheridan counties. And again, we want to let you know that our great sponsors make it happen. Our great video sponsors make it happen. And a big thanks to all of them for joining and taking care of these kids and getting those games broadcast for you. We're going to take a real quick break. When we come back, we're going to kick this bad boy off. It's the Broncs and the Plainsmen, and it's coming up next.
At WearingSheridan.com, you can see most every vehicle on their lot. In fact, you can see about 25 different photos of every vehicle. You can request information on the vehicle you're interested in. You can fill out a credit application, even schedule service work. Check it out, WearingSheridan.com, and experience the Wearing way of buying vehicles. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. WearingSheridan.com. Bookmark it. Full service dealership at 107 East Alger, WearingSheridan.com.
Are you finally ready to build your dream home? Hi, I am Brittany Gerzalka of First Northern Bank of Wyoming, here to assist you with finding your lot and constructing your dream home. First Northern Bank has competitive rates, 12-month interest-only loans with a one-time origination fee from lot to long-term financing. Our local process ensures fast approvals, in-house draw process, and local inspections for no additional fees. First Northern Bank, making your dream home a reality. Member FDIC, Equal Housing, S449286.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Back, everybody, as we get ready to roll here. Just waiting for the starting lineups to cease. And as I mentioned tonight, you'll see it on the video. The Broncs are actually wearing home uniforms tonight. They're wearing dark blues tonight, and maybe some people noticed, maybe some people didn't. Laramie is wearing their white road uniforms tonight because they're having a special promotion with the school. It's a whiteout, and everybody's supposed to wear white. And so the team had called Jeff Mowry, the head coach here, called Jeff and said, would it be okay? Jeff said, sure, we'll wear our blues. So the seniors voted to wear the blue tops and the white pants and looking sharp as we get ready to kick this one off. And again, good crowd, good contingent of folks here in Laramie from Sheridan. And boy, they traveled well to Cheyenne. Knew they'd travel well here tonight as well. And a couple of shout outs before we get going. I want a big shout out to Homer Scott Jr. Scotty. If you're listening in tonight, we wish you the best. And I know that if you're able, you are listening in tonight. And Scotty, the granddaddy of Bronc football, that is for sure. And again, we wish you a speedy recovery and want to see you back at the ballpark. And also a big shout out this evening as well to a couple of ladies that I know very well that are maybe watching in tonight. My oldest sister Ashley and my mom Carolyn in Billings, Montana, watching in tonight. And again, thanking them for joining us, and thanking you for sure for joining us as well, as we are just some moments away. I think we're maybe a little bit, we're a little bit ahead of schedule actually, and we'll just see if the if the powers that be are going to wait or we're just going to kick this thing off early. Both teams. Actually, you know what we're going to do? I knew we had done this yet. We're going to flip the coin right now. I don't know. I think what happened, the teams went back into the lot. Well, Laramie went in first, and then the Bronx went in second, and the officials came out, and I think they got out here late, and they were looking for the teams to do the coin toss. Well, the teams didn't come back out, so we did starting lineups and everything else, and now we're going to have the opening coin toss. And then we'll let you know who's going to kick off and who's going to receive. And the captains for tonight for both teams will meet at the center of the field, and we'll just find out here momentarily who's going to kick off and who's going to receive the opener. Well, be the Sheridan Bronx. They love getting the ball first. A lot of teams, they win the toss, will defer. The Bronx will not. They'll take the ball. And we'll see who we get out there. So the captain's meeting right now in the middle of the field. You can, if you're watching on our video web stream, SheridanMedia.com, you can probably see that fact. And now getting ready for the coin toss. A referee, head referee, talking with the captains from both teams. And then the coins go up. And we'll see who's going to get the ball first. And the coin, I think the coin, is the coin been tossed yet? I can't really tell. And there goes the coin in the air, and it hits the ground. Referee takes a look at it, and it will be the Sheridan Bronx winning the toss. And I believe the Sheridan Bronx, or actually no, maybe Laramie did. I think, no, the Bronx won it. The Bronx are going to take D football. Yes, they will. The Bronx will take the football, and they will be moving from the left right across your radio dial and your viewing screen as we get ready to go. And as I've been saying for the last several years, don't go anywhere on these opening kickoffs. We'll see if Laramie possesses the kind of kicker that can kick it out of the back of the end zone. The field, the wind blows here in Laramie. It's a crosswind. Or at some fields, depending on the way they face. But it's definitely a crosswind here in Laramie. I don't know how much that will affect the kicking game. We'll find out sooner or later. And just waiting for the teams to come out. Laramie's ready to go to boot it away. And here come the Bronx out on the field. And going back deep to receive for the Bronx will be Cody Dunham. And he is back there with, I believe that's Dane Steele. I think it is. Can't really tell. We're a little far away from the field here in Laramie in my broadcast position, but I think that's Dane out there right now. They stand at the goal line. And Fisher Frood will kick it away. Frood kind of does it all. He kicks and punts. He also plays quarterback. And right now we're waiting for a football from the Laramie sidelines. We don't have a football on the field right now. Who's got the ball? The official and Frood are looking at the sidelines. I need a ball. Oh, we found one. Or did we? And we found a football. Now Frood will get it from our refs, and he will soon kick it off. The football. And Frood will tee it up. He'll kick it from the hash mark on the left-hand side of the field. Look out, here we go. If this is returnable, you know if and Dane Steele down at their own goal line. Frood gets ready to boot it away. And here is the kick. And it'll be a boomer, and this one is not returnable. Frood put a big jetted charge into that one. And that'll be a touchback, and the Sheridan Bronx offense will trot out. And they'll take over 1st and 10 on their own 20 as we open up the ball game. Taryn Grooms in the backfield with your quarterback, Dominic Maratini. So Dom gets his guys set to go. 4 wides in the set. Groomsy the lone setback. Laramie sets their defense. Play comes in from the sidelines. Berrettini out of the gun on 1st and 10 from the Bronx 20. And the give will go to Grooms, and Taryn will plow forward near the 24-yard line, a gain of 4, and that'll bring up 2nd and 6. So 2nd and 6 coming for the Bronx. Again, just underway. No score on the range scoreboard. This time, empty backfield. Grooms will line up as a slot wide receiver, going to bring in man in motion. Jet sweep. And the give is going to be enough, I believe, for a first down. I think that went to Chance Morris. Chance on the jet sweep. Depending on the spot, I believe he does have the first down. He does. At the 32-yard line, Bronx moved the chains as they ran that jet sweep to the short side of the field. Now Grooms back in there in the backfield. 3 wides in the set this time. Make that 4. Triples to the far side. Berrettini. Grooms up the middle, busts into the secondary. He'll have another first down for the Bronx out at the 43-yard line. A big hole blown into that defensive front of the Laramie Plainsmen, and Grooms made contact with the defensive backs who brought him down, but a first down, a gain of 11. 1st and 10 Bronx from their own 43. Bronx on the move now. Opening series of the ball game. Berrettini, bubble screen pass, gets it outside. It's Dunham with it, and looks like a gain of about 6 or 7 maybe, depending on where they spot him as he's knocked out of bounds near the Bronx sidelines. That was Dunham on the catch. They'll spot the ball at the 48-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 5. 2nd and 5 coming from the Bronx 48. Berrettini. Bring a man in motion. Give it to Grooms up the middle. And Taryn near a first down, about a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and short for the Bronx on Laramie's side of midfield. So 3rd and short. Beck Haswell trots onto the field for the Bronx. He'll line up as a tight end position, as a blocker in this formation. Empty backfield. And false start, quick snap, quarterback sneak. And somebody moved, I believe, for the Bronx. So that'll back him up 5. It'll be 3rd and 6. Now it's going to be offsides against the defense. Laramie jumped. Wow. Usually that's on the offense. 1st and 10 Bronx on the Laramie 43. Again, 9:42 to play opening quarter. Another flag flies. I think we're going to get offsides again. Somebody came across the defensive end on the right side of the left side of the defensive line for Laramie. Did come across. I don't know if the Bronx moved or not. Let's see what the call is. It's going to go against the Plainsmen again. A little too anxious, and a free 5 for the Bronx. It'll be 1st and 5 inside the Laramie 40. So back-to-back encroachment penalties against the defense for Laramie. 1st and 5 Bronx at the Laramie 38-yard line. And now a whistle and a flag flies before the snap. And they're going to call it on Laramie. Somebody lined up in the neutral zone. That's 5 more. Oh, my goodness. 3 defensive offside penalties in a row. 15 free yards to the Bronx and another first down inside the Laramie 35. At the 33-yard line, Berrettini going to throw. Got a man. It's caught by Steele. Hit immediately, and he'll have the first down. No, maybe a yard shy. Inside the 25-yard line. Nice throw. And they will spot the ball at the 24, a yard shy. 2nd and short for the Bronx. Now at the Laramie 24-yard line. Again, the Bronx on the move. This drive started on their own 20. And we're 3 minutes in. 9 minutes to go. Opening quarter, still no score on the Rage scoreboard. Berrettini going to throw again. Throws to the outside. It's going to be caught and a first down. And making the catch for the Bronx there was Jackson Lynn. So Lynn makes the catch for the first down. And the Bronx will have it at the Laramie 18-yard line. 1st and 10 Bronx on the Laramie 18. And they have just methodically moved this down the field. Berrettini to throw again. Looks to the outside, got a man wide open at the 10. Spin move made. Then they're going to wrap him up and drop him maybe about the 9-yard line. See who that was. Boy, the Bronx really shuffling receivers in and out. And I'm still trying to get that number for you. Boy, lots of wide receivers are coming in and out of this game. And I don't know if that was Beck Haswell again, or it might have been Lynn again. So 2nd and 1 for the Bronx at the 9-yard line of Laramie. Bronx knocking on the door now here in the first quarter. Berrettini rolling to his right. Will he run or throw? He's going to throw, and it's going to be bobbled and incomplete. Good defense, though, by Laramie, by the Plainsmen. That was Tyler Gale on the coverage in the end zone, was able to knock that ball away. And it'll be 3rd and a yard for the Bronx on the Laramie 9-yard line, the 9-yard line. 2nd and 1 from the Laramie 9. Clock stops, 7:55 to play. Opening quarter. Berrettini will go under center, and he will keep it and have the first down near the 5-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Bronx. They will actually spot the ball down at the 6. So the Bronx now 4 cracks at it from the Laramie 6. Do you like their chances? I think I do. Bronx switch out a couple of receivers. Jackson Lynn will come in. Dunham back in there as well. Bronx line up quickly. Grooms in the backfield with Berrettini. 1st and goal Bronx from the Laramie 6-yard line. Dane Steele in motion, going to get the handoff. Nope, it's a fake. It's Berrettini, and into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Bronx are on the board first. A 6-yard run from Dom Berrettini gets the ball rolling for the Bronx tonight with 7:28 to play in the first quarter. The Bronx are on the board as Berrettini goes in from 6 yards out. And now Ty Gilbertson for the point after. So the Bronx score first. And here's the point after attempt. Kick is up. Kick is good with 7:28 in the first quarter on the range scoreboard. It's Sheridan 7. The Laramie Plainsmen nothing. We're back in 60 seconds.
Are you ready to turn a page on your career? McDonald's restaurants in Sheridan have an exciting opportunity. McDonald's is on the lookout for a dynamic full-time shift manager to lead the team, starting at an impressive $21 per hour. This open-to-close position, including weekends, offers stability and opportunities for advancement. This shift manager position has a starting pay of $21 per hour. Visit McHire.com to submit your application online or drop by any McDonald's location in Sheridan to pick up an application.
Hi, this is Elizabeth.
And JT with Hearing and Sound. Well is living well, and we're here to help.
Not only are we able to provide premier hearing aid technology with Bluetooth and AI, but we can address the environment and hearing.
Our solutions to fit your needs, whether if you're struggling to hear, we can help.
Call EBA Hearing and Sound today, 674-8920. That's 674-8920.
Xander back. Here's the kick. Booming kick from Ty Gilbertson, lands all the way out of the back of the zone. Darner went through the crossbar. 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen. They'll have the ball on the 20-yard line. Bronx lead 7-0 on the range scoreboard with 7:28 to play. And now the Plainsmen, who have been shut out in their first 2 games of the season, will take their first snap. Quarterback tonight, they're going to be switching out. Fisher Frood will start. They run the spread. Same formations as the Bronx a lot of times. And Frood will take the snap. long count. Going to come out throwing. Rolling right. Unloads it. Got a man. Going to be caught for a 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line. Max Alexander making the catch. So second and 5 for the Plainsmen as they come out throwing from their own, just across their own 25-yard line. In this time, 3 wides in the set and a tight end this time for the Plainsmen. Frood takes the snap and will keep it himself, and he'll have the first down and more. Boy, actually, he's not across the 40-yard line. Wow. The Bronx, well, they got the hook hanging out of their mouth right there because they burned on that play. The quarterback, and there was nobody home. First and 10 for the play. And I believe that's their longest run of the season so far. Coming into the game, 12 yards was their longest play on the ground. First and 10 for the Plainsmen at their own 41. 3 wides to the near side. Frood this time on first down. Takes the snap. And it will be a handoff and big yardage coming out near midfield. Kyler Roberts, the run of 9 yards to midfield. So a couple of big running plays for the Plainsmen here to start the ball game off. It'll be second and short from midfield. In the Bronx tonight, got to get away from a letdown after they blasted South last week. Laramie was shut out by Campbell County, ugly. I guess, you know what, we talk about it all the time with head coach Jeff Mowry. Can't take any opponent lightly, that's for sure. Second and short for the Plainsmen from midfield. And Frood to throw. Straight drop outside, got a man. Caught, and a big play again inside the 35. The Bronx are getting roasted right in the secondary. Wow. Burns again for the Plainsmen at the So first and 10 Laramie at the Sheridan 35 as they try to answer the Bronx score. Frood, bad snap. Bronx bring the heat. And the ball comes out. Who's got it? Sheridan Bronx ball. The ball was covered, I know that. It was covered by Peyton Martineau. The senior covered the ball. The Bronx brought the edge. Frood, frozen in his tracks, got hit, started to backtrack, and then the ball got poked out, and it is Sheridan football on their own 49-yard line. So a promising drive by Laramie, down in flames, and the Bronx with great field position right back out there. So the defense bends a little bit, but they come out with a big turnover. Bronx will go empty here. Grooms will line up as a blocker in this formation. And we get a whistle, and what do we get? We get a timeout called by Laramie. We'll get a timeout as well. Timeout on the field. Bronx leads 7-0 on the range scoreboard. You're listening to the Bronx on 1410 KWYO and 106.9 FM. We're back in 30 seconds.
Have you been to the showroom of Master Masons? If you're thinking about doing a masonry project, you need to stop by and check it out. Thompson's is located on the corner of Broadway and 11th in Sheridan with a showroom full of brick and stone samples. They offer both man-made and natural stone. As a matter of fact, Thompson Master Masons has the widest selection of stone in town.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Laramie called the timeout. Bronx back out on the field. No change of formation here. Empty backfield for Berrettini. Actually, it's going to be Dane Steele will take the snap here. So Dane will be the quarterback in this play. Bring a man in motion, and Dane will keep it up the middle. Gets into the secondary, breaking tackles, getting loose, still on his feet, and he'll be taken down inside the Laramie 40-yard line. A gain of 14 yards on first down. The Bronx will have a fresh set of downs at the Laramie 30. Going to throw. He's going to hit and run. Room as well. He gets upended. Gain. Nobody was open. They were looking for the home run right there. He cranked that thing up. They were going deep with it. And it was covered well, so take what you can get. And he got 7. 2nd and 3 for the Bronx. The line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line of the Plainsmen. Berrettini to throw again. The catch is made by Lynn. And did the ball come out at the 20-yard line? It did not come out. Laramie thought it did. And that catch was made by Aiden O'Leary. Excuse me, it was Aiden O'Leary on the catch and not Jackson Lynn. So nice grab for O'Leary. Laramie had acted like the ball had come out, but it apparently hadn't. Now officials are huddled together, and they're just taking a look at where the ball was set to move. I'm not sure why they were talking about first down or what, but it was a first down to the 20-yard line. They just hadn't moved the chains for some reason. So 1st and 10 for the Bronx on the Laramie 20. Bronx leads 7-0 on the range scoreboard here in the first quarter with 3:57 to go. And the give this time, I believe it was Kelton Crow who got the carry that time. And it was Kelton Crow on the carry. Kelton for about 4 yards to the 16-yard line. So Kelton Crow will stay in the backfield with Berrettini. 2nd and 6 for the Bronx from the 16-yard line of Laramie. Berrettini rolling out to his right, going to throw on the run. Underneath, got a man. Going to be by Steele down at the 2. Nice catch, and the Bronx will have it 1st and goal, and they're going to actually spot Dane Steele down at the 3-yard line. Nice throw on the move by Berrettini. And now coming into the ball game, into the backfield for the Bronx is Chance Morris. Now he'll line up as a wide receiver, and it's going to be Dane Steele taking the snap here. So Dane will line up as the quarterback. 1st and goal, Bronx from the Laramie 3. Under 3 quarter, Bronx leads something, looking for more. Again, Dane Steele will bring him out in motion, fake that give, put himself, power toward the goal line, and Dane Steele is in for the score. So the Bronx have their 2nd score. Dane Steele from 3 yards out as they extend the lead after the Laramie turnover. And that score comes with 2:35 to play in the first quarter. So the Bronx scored twice, less than 5 minutes apart after the Laramie miscue. And now Gilbertson for the point after. And the kick is up. And that kick is good. With 2:35 to play in the first quarter of the range scoreboard, it's the Sheridan Bronx 14, Laramie nothing. You're listening to Bronx football on KWYO 1410 AM, 106.9 FM, and our live video web stream at SheridanMedia.com. Back in 60 seconds.
Rooting for the home team is the Wyoming way, And the banks of Buffalo, Gillette, and Sheridan are the 307's biggest fans. Banking with us means you're doing more than ever to support school sports because your money stays right here in our community. We're proud to recognize our hardworking athletes with youth sponsorships. And the local difference means the familiar faces you know and trust for your banking needs are the same ones cheering with you up in the stands. Buffalo Fed Bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This broadcast brought to you by One Health. Focused on our communities, one person at a time. One Health's integrated care model has been recognized throughout the state of Wyoming and combines primary and behavioral health under one. Improves the well-being of everyone, providing visit one or information.
I'm Doug Hockett with Investments, and you're listening to Media Sports.
And go ready to put it away again. Bronx lead 14-0 with 2:35 to play. First quarter, Laramie had a nice drive going. Got off the Bronx 30, and then went backwards, and the Bronx got a sack, a strip sack, and recovered that fumble. Gilby puts a big booming foot into this one, not returnable. Again, well out of the back of the end zone. Boy, Ty Gilbertson can just really showing that leg off. He is letting it fly in this thin air at 7,200 feet. He's really letting it rip tonight. That was a long ball. 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen. From their own 20, again, they move the ball well, pass and run. A good mixture and kind of had the Bronx on their heels a little bit. And on that second down play, the Bronx brought the strip sack and got the ball. So to go again, 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen. From their own 20, split wide receivers. Each side. Bring a man in motion this time. And they're going to go the other way. Ran counter, and it goes nowhere. That time, Kyler Roberts on the carry, and Roberts is stuffed, gets a couple. The Bronx didn't buy the misdirection at all. The play went left, and they sent Roberts back to the right, and the Bronx stayed home that time. So 2nd and 8 coming. Actually, excuse me, there was a loss of 2 on the play. Back to the 18-yard line, 2nd and 12. So a loss of 2 on that last play. Freud this time to throw. Quick pass to the outside. Got a man incomplete. Threw it off his fingertips. Intended receiver Max Alexander that time. So now 3rd and 12 for the Plainsmen at their own 18. Well, credit to Plainsmen. They're coming out gunning tonight. Well, they don't have anything to lose. They haven't scored yet in the first 2 games of the season. Being shut out last week by Campbell County. And they're down 14-0 right now. You might as well come out and sling away while you're still within a shout of the lead. Again, late first quarter, minute 52 to go. 3rd and 12 for the Plainsmen from their own 18, empty backfield. See if Fruit will throw it or keep it himself. Let's see what they want to do here. And he will throw it. Pass, it's nothing there, and he just threw it away. The heat was coming. He felt it, and there was...
That'll bring up 4th down. Number 5. Fisher, please.
Fair catch called. The wind is a factor. And Dunham had to come about 15 yards for that ball. Called for the fair catch and caught it just as he hit the turf. And the Bronx was in position, 1st and 10 on the 46-yard line of the Laramie Plainsmen. Still first quarter. Minute 39 to go. Bronx lead 14-0. A couple of short touchdown runs. Empty backfield again. Man in motion. They're going to run the jet sweep to the short side, wide side of the field, and the Bronx are out the gate again. On the run down the sidelines. Going to have a first down inside the Laramie 15-yard line. And on the carry that time, I'm not sure if, I want to say it was Carson Chase, but I'm not sure who that was. But all the way down to the Laramie 14-yard line. Berrettini takes the snap, screen to the outside, got a man out there, and this looks promising. Dunham toward the goal line. He's going to be cut down close, and he'll be short. About a half yard short of the goal line. Cody Dunham got the bubble screen, and they were able to knock him down at the 1. First and goal, Bronx once again for the third time. Their first and goal here in this first quarter. As we wind down toward a minute to play in the quarter, the Bronx looking for more. First and goal on the Laramie 1. Taking their time. And here we go. Berrettini takes the snap, rolling right, gonna keep it, and he will take it in. Big collision right at the goal line, and Berrettini's in for the score. And Dom Berrettini has his second short touchdown run of the first quarter. The Bronx extend the lead to 20-0. So Berrettini from a yard out goes along with his 6-yard touchdown run that opened up the scoring. And that comes with 45 seconds to play in the quarter. And the Bronx off to the races. And Ty Gilbertson on for the point after. And he lets it swing, and it goes up, and it is straight down the middle with 45 seconds to play in the opening quarter on the Reign scoreboard. It's Sheridan 21, Laramie nothing. You're listening to the Bronx on KWYL 1410 AM and 106.9 FM. Our live video web stream at SheridanMedia.com. Back in 30 seconds.
Did you know Sheridan Motors is Sheridan's only locally owned and operated new vehicle dealership? That means when we thrive, Sheridan directly benefits. We're proud to support our hometown through sponsorships, good deeds, and excellent full-time jobs with benefits. Stop by your locally owned and operated Sheridan Motors to check out our incredible selection and find out what's coming soon. We know you have a choice when it comes to shopping for new, servicing your vehicle, and purchasing tires. On behalf of Sheridan Motors' entire team, thank you for your business.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And we are back. 21-0 Bronx. Bronx, Laramie again. Good drive, open the game. Coughed it up. Gave the Bronx the short field at midfield. Again. And that's all she wrote. 21-0 Bronx. Want to let you know, right after this kickoff, coming up tomorrow, you can view the live video highlight show on our website at SheridanMedia.com, presented by Century 21 BHJ Realty in Sheridan and Johnson County. And Gilbertson lets another one fly out of the back of the end zone. And Laramie will have it 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Again, coming up at halftime, and a big thank you to our new sponsor tonight, the Powderhorn, the sponsor of the halftime show, presented by your host, James Timberlake. So congratulations and welcome. And thank you to the Powderhorn for sponsoring our halftime tonight. They're also the video sponsors as well on our video web stream at the beginning of each game with the lineups, the starting lineups of the offensive and defensive starters. And a big thank you to them. And also First Federal Bank and Trust does our pre- and post-game show. And of course, Range Communications with our Range scoreboard. Frood ready to go again. Going to send a man in motion to the far side of the formation. And he will keep it himself, running to the right side. Actually will turn the corner, be driven out of bounds on the Sheridan sideline. We're going to get a late flag. Let's see. There was a collision out of bounds. And no flag flies for a late hit. I think it looked, but again, we're on the far side of the fields where that happened. And maybe he had just tripped or something like that, but the official was right there. Gain of 6 for Fisher Frood. The nose of the ball just across their own 25-yard line with time stopped now with 38 seconds to go in the first quarter. Clock stopped as he got out of bounds. Kyler Roberts back in the backfield with Frood this time. 4 wide to the set on 2nd and 4 from their 26. Man in motion. Frood this time up the gut. Will be short of the first down. Ball comes out. It's loose. The Broncs say they have it, and they're off to the races going the other way. It's going to be a Bronc football. Bronc football at the Laramie 19-yard line. Who came up with that? There was a scramble for it. The ball came shooting out of the pile. I had the replay of that, but I do not. But I know Steve Schreffler does. Bronc first down, another turnover by Laramie, this time at their own 19. Frood had picked up a few yards, and the ball just came squirting out. And one of the Broncs was able to pick it up and cover it. 1st and 10 for the Sheridan Broncs now at the 19-yard line with 28 seconds to play in the first quarter. Taryn Groom is back in the backfield with Berrettini. 1st and 10 from the Laramie 19. And now we have a slight stoppage here for our officials. Now they're set. And here we go. From the 19-yard line. Give it to Groomsy. And maybe got a yard, and that'll be about it. Actually, they're going to say no gain on the play. At the 20, they spotted the ball at the 20. At first, they had it at the 19. So no gain on the play for Grooms. And Kelton Crow now will join Grooms in the backfield with Berrettini on 2nd and 10 from the Laramie 20. And that will end the first quarter. After 1 on the range scoreboard, it's Sheridan 21, Laramie nothing. Broncs knocking on the door again. You're listening to Bronc Football on KWYO, 1410 AM, 106.9 FM, our live video web stream, SheridanMedia.com. Back in 60 seconds.
The law offices of Chapman, Valdez, and Lansing has offices in Sheridan and Casper ready to protect the freedoms and rights of the citizens of Wyoming. Michael Lansing, Nicole Soto, and Maid McCool provide competent local legal counsel focused on small businesses, real estate transactions, guardianships, employee protections, and personal injury. Michael, McColl, and Wade will aggressively, timely, and ethically protect your rights 24/7. Proud to support all local youth activities.
Need screen printed and embroidered items? Well, whatever you need, Kilpatrick Creations is the go-to local company for these types of items. If it's screen printed or stitched, we are the ones to help you. Give us a call first. We're here to help you and want to help you with your imprinted garment or accessory needs. We've been in the business and serving Sheridan County for over 20 years. We have the experience, talent, and selection of goods that allows us to help you promote your business, club, or event in the best, most affordable way possible. See Kilpatrick Creations for all your screen printed or embroidered needs.
Hi, I'm County Commissioner Christy Haswell, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back, everybody. We start the second quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Broncs on the Laramie 20. Taryn Grooms and Kelton Crow in the backfield. Berrettini to throw. Screen pass underneath, get it to Crow. Kelton breaks a tackle, then another. He's at the 5-yard line, and he's in for the score. 20-yard screen pass. The Broncs score on the first play of the second quarter to make it 27-0. Well, Kelton Crow got the screen pass and did the rest himself. Broke one hard tackle and then just high-stepped it into the end zone for 20 yards. So the Broncs have their first touchdown pass of the night and their 4th score early in this first half. Gilbertson for the point after. As the Broncs are in the end zone again, kick up, kick on the way. It is good. And as we just get underway here in the second quarter at the 11:51 mark, the Bronx lead it by a score of 28-0. You're listening to the Bronx on 1410 KWYO 106.9 FM. Back in 30 seconds.
Wherever you are, you'll find a branch of Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union. And here's why. If you have a Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union account and a smartphone or other mobile device, visit SheridanCreditUnion.com. Download the free app and your smart device becomes an internet mobile banking device with all kinds of banking features. So, regardless of your location, Sheridan Community Federal Credit Union is in the palm of your hand. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, this is Ken Balkenbush with Prime Rate Motors and Super Trailer Store, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Starting to get ugly. Well, kind of the handwriting on the wall, not as kind of as hideous it was last week when the Bronx just overwhelmed Cheyenne South, but they are over. Laramie had a great drive to start this ball game, and it fell apart with a turnover. And the Bronx have just dominated since then. 28-0 Bronx. Just underway second quarter on the Range scoreboard. Gilby to boot it away again. Another high boomer and not returnable. 1st and 10 Laramie. They're on their own 20. Man. Right now in the standings, it's the haves and the have-nots, and it looks like we're in for another big 4 or 5, the top of the league, that will battle it out for seeding, as after a couple of weeks and going into week 3 tonight, you kind of start to see the hand of who the haves and the have-nots are. And right now it's a have, it's not. 28-0 Bronx. And Frood will take the snap. Right now a delay. I'm not sure if we have an equipment issue or not. Got the wrong football on the field, I think. You have a ball boy passing. Laramie has their ball they like to use, and the Bronx have theirs that they like to use, so we got the right one out there. Now we're ready. So 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen from their own 20. 28-0 Bronx on the Range scoreboard. Frood in the backfield along with Roberts. Frood looking right into the sun to take the snap. That's tough. And he's under heavy pressure. Chucks one deep, and it's well overthrown. Took a big hit at the end of that play. The Bronx, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 men rushing, and that time they just absolutely wiped out the offensive front for Laramie, and Frood just able to get that ball off before he got just drilled. The intended receiver was Porter Traby. Good coverage. It was good coverage down the field. The ball was well overthrown. 2nd and 10 coming for the Plainsmen. And this time the backfield is empty. Frood takes the snap, going to throw again. Straight drop, in trouble, set up the screen pass, and it goes nowhere. They're going to lose yardage as the man is hit right away on the screen pass. That was a big old hit as well. Dumped it off to the tight end that time. And he will be down at the 19-yard line, just a loss of 1 on the play. Actually, it's going to be a loss of 2 on the play. Great coverage by the Bronx as they set up that screen, and he got smoked. 3rd and 12 for the Plainsmen on their own 18. Bronx defense trying to get off the field here and force another punt to lead second quarter. Bronx lead 8-0. Here's 3rd and 12. Laramie. Frood, empty backfield again. And setting to throw. In trouble, and he will go down, and he will go down hard inside the 10-yard line. Wow. Noah Williamson let him have it. The senior. Noah let him have it, boy. Woo! And now Frood will punt out of his own end zone. He'll hit this from about the goal line. Steele and Dunham stand at their own 45-yard line. On the quarterback sack. And Frood gets the away. It's a high, booming kick. Fair catch called for by Dunham. Fumbled the ball, picks it up, and then has to cover it. Ooh, boy, look out there. The ball bounced straight up in the air, right back to him. So the Bronx will have the ball on the Laramie 39, I think. 39-40. Again, fair catch called for right through the for Dunham, but the ball bounced straight up back into his hands. 1st and 10 Bronx on the 39-yard line of Laramie. Bronx again with great field position. Again. This time Berrettini's going to go under center. Grooms the deep back in the set. Berrettini, quick toss to Grooms. Taryn running right, trying to get around the corner. Can't, they got a hold of him, but he gets loose, and he's going to get great yardage. Going to finally be driven out of bounds inside the Laramie 35. Boy, for Taryn Grooms, there was not a whole lot there when he turned the corner, but he was able to shake him loose. Good, powerful run. And they will spot him out of bounds at the... Looks like the 32, gain of 8. When Taryn didn't have a whole bunch out there on the corner, it was covered by Laramie well, but he was able to shake the first guy that got a hold of him and picked up 8. 2nd and short for the Bronx. Inside the Laramie 35. Berrettini, bubble screen. Room's going the other way this time. Lowers his head, beats the man. First down. What a shot that was inside the 25-yard line. Grooms, he just lowered his head and pow! And picked up about 5 extra yards as he really put a whack on that player. That should make the highlight reel right there. That was a great collision. Hey, Grooms wrestles. He's a tough guy. And he really smacked him. And it's coming back, by the way. Just saw the flag. It's going to be holding on the Bronx. It'll be a spot foul, it looks like, from the 25, so right near the end of the play is where the flag came out. And that will cost the Bronx 10. And maybe they're going to move it and mark it off from somewhere else. They will. They're going to mark the holding off from the 29. The Bronx will have 2nd down. And the ball will be moved back to the 39. So it will be 2nd down. So 2nd down coming for the Bronx, 2nd and long. Let's call it 2nd and 15. 2nd and 15 for the Bronx on their own 39. Well, they've got a couple of cracks at it here. Kelton Crow will come out, jogging onto the field. Aiden O'Leary will line up as a wide receiver to the near side. And Berrettini ready to go again. Here's 2nd and 15 for the Bronx. Bubble screen underneath. Got a man. It's going to be caught. And big yardage coming. Look out. It's Dane Steele. He's loose. Down the side. Inside the 20. Cuts back at the 10. He's at the 5 near the goal line. And he is in for the score. Oh, what a run. That looked like a video game run. A 39-yard touchdown catch. Pitch and catch. Bronx are in again. They ran that little bubble screen action. And Dane Steele made that a highlight reel run right there. That was in and out of trouble and just kept getting it down the field and finally got it across the goal line with 9 minutes to go in the half. The Bronx have scored again. And Gilbertson on for the point after. And Gilby knocks it through. With 9:01 to play in the first half on the Range scoreboard, it's Sheridan 35, Laramie nothing. You're listening to the Bronx on KWYL 1410 AM, 106.9 FM, and our live video web stream, SheridanMedia.com. Back in 60 seconds.
If you have employees coming to stay for an extended time in Sheridan, make them feel at home with a room at the Candlewood Suites. These extended stay rooms feature fully equipped kitchens, including a microwave, full-sized refrigerator, dishwasher, stovetop, even pots and pans, and free guest laundry. Did I mention the outstanding view of the Bighorns? Book your reservation with the Candlewood Suites and relax knowing they'll have more than just a room. They'll feel right at home. Call 307-675-2100.
Have you been in to see Sheridan YO sports cards yet? It's the spot to get your hands on incredible sports cards and memorabilia. Sheridan's premier spot for buying cards. All major sports cards, including fighting, wrestling, Pokemon, and racing. These guys have hobby boxes for the serious collectors and packs for those started. Rated slabs from PSA, SGC, and if you have a big card to grade, to have your card submitted to PSA. Family friendly and located inside Sheridan Stationery Books and Gifts, 535 North Main, open 7 days a week.
Hi there, this is Jim and Chosby with Stiefel Financial. You're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Robertson tees it up and Kilby boots it away. Not returnable. The Bronx have scored 5 times. Don Berrettini with a touchdown run of 6 yards. Dane Steele went 3 yards. Berrettini again for 1 yard. And Berrettini threw a 20-yard screen pass to Kelton Crow. Kelton did the rest. And he just hit Dane Steele at little bubble screen, 39 yards. And Gilbertson has knocked through all the PATs. It's 35-0 Bronx with 9:01 to play in the half. Wow. And again, this game really did start out promising for the Plainsmen. Then they fumbled and turned it over, and it went right over the cliff at that point. Right over the cliff. Frood going to keep it himself. Frood in trouble, and maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. And I mean over the cliff, and the momentum was gone that they had. They drove all the way to the Bronx 30. With some great passing, crisp passing by Frood, a couple of good runs by Frood, and it was looking good for them early after the Bronx had scored the first touchdown, and then, as I said, right over the cliff. And the Bronx have buried them right now. It is 35-0, and Frood facing a 2nd and 10 on his own 20. This time, Frood again fakes the jet sweep. He'll run, and he will go nowhere. And actually, they'll give him the line of scrimmage one more time. Well, the Plainsmen are trying a little bit of everything. They're running inside. They're trying to go outside. They're throwing the football. After that initial drive, they gashed the Bronx a few times on some really nice runs and plays. But the defense, I think, probably got the message on the sideline, and they haven't done jack since then. Squadoosh. Turnovers and punts. 3rd and 10 coming for the Plainsmen. 35-0 Bronx. Empty backfield, 5 wides in the set for the Plainsmen. See if the Bronx bring the heat here. They're going to rush 4. Big stunt. Frood unloads it. Got a man. Going to be caught. But it'll be short of a first down inside the 30-yard line. It's caught out there. Out of the backfield by Kyler Roberts, who's been the running back. That time he was lined up as a slot receiver. It'll be 4th and 3 at your own 28. You're down 35-0, man. You know, you got to punt it away. So the punt teams for both teams will come out. I don't know if they were thinking about it, but boy, or a fake punt type of deal here. I don't know. But it's 35-0. You don't got anything to lose except giving the Sheridan Bronx another touchdown, I guess. You'll get that way. Frood pointing to the sidelines. I think they need an extra guy. They've only got 10 men out there. And now they get the 11th. And Frood will punt it. Again, a high booming kick. Flags fly. Dane Steele was the only one. No, actually, is that Dane or is it Kelton Crow? It was Dane was out there by himself, and now they'll trot Dunham out there. Penalty, I think, against Laramie. Penalty, false start, Laramie. That'll back them up 5 more, and they'll put it away. It'll be 4th and 7 now. And they'll do it again. Tell you what, Frood's a pretty good punter. Gets a lot of hang time. It doesn't necessarily go a long way, but he can really kick it high. And Frood this time backed up 5 more. And Dunham and Steele stand at their own 44-yard line. See if they can get a return. Haven't had a chance to return one yet. And Frood lets this one go. It's another boomer. And it'll be Dane Steele from his own 41, running toward the sidelines on the right. into traffic, still on his feet and loose down the sidelines. Cuts back to the middle of the field. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. Touchdown, Dane Steele. It's going to go 59 yards on the punt return. Well, they got one. Wow. That was great blocking and great running. Steele got the full head of steam going down the sidelines and then cut back, and that was all she wrote. Wow. So special teams, pretty special so far for the Broncs. The opening 3 weeks of the season. And Gilbertson on for the point after. And that, again, 59 yards on the punt return. And the Broncs tack on another one. Kick is up off the upright, no good. So Gilbertson finally missed. Gilby had been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 5, and that one hit the right upright. No good. On the range scoreboard, 7:10 to play first half. It is the Sheridan Broncs 41, Laramie nothing. You're listening to the Broncs on KWYO, 1410 AM and 106.9 FM. Our live video web stream, SheridanMedia.com. 41-0 Broncs on the range scoreboard. Back in 30 seconds.
You know what they say, if you're not first, you're last. For all your plumbing demands, choose A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair. Commercial, residential, new construction, remodel jobs, and all repairs in between. A+ Plumbers and Appliance Repair, because they are number one in a number two business. Call 672-9454. That's 672-9454.
And welcome back, everyone, as we get ready to kick it off again. So the Broncs now lead 41-0. And this time they get the punt return. That's Dane's third punt return for a touchdown in the last 2 games. That developed well, great blocking. And then as he got into full stride at about the 30-yard line of Laramie, he got down deep in there inside the 20 and then just cut back to the middle of the field and just walked in. And Gilbertson to boot it away. Lets another one rip, and that one will be not returnable. And Laramie will have it at their own 20-yard line. So the Plainsmen will come back out, and the writing on the wall, obviously, is the Broncs are lighting them up. So 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen from their own 20. So 1st and 10. And we got a new quarterback in there, and not a whole lot there. Taking the snap that time was Max Alexander. I don't know if I don't think there's anything wrong with Frood, because Fisher Frood's a tough guy. Maybe they just give him a little rest here, because he's going to get, he's taking some big shots. He is taking some big shots. So Alexander's the new quarterback. And I'm looking to see, a lot of times, talking with some of the folks here in Laramie, Frood will line up as a wide receiver, but it looks like Fisher Frood, I think I'll try to pick him out on the sidelines, but give him a little bit of a break. Alexander in there at the quarterback spot now. 2nd and 10, no gain on that last play. He'll run it again, get hit, dropped, and he'll lose a yard back to the 19. Coming off the bottom of the pile that time. Noah Williamson. Buried him. Noah 5'10", 205 senior. It's good to see him back on the field. Noah's had a couple of injury problems here and there, but he's back out there and has been very effective. Tackle for a loss there. I think Noah's the kind of guy, if he gets his mitts on you, you're done. Pretty much. 3rd and 11 for the Plainsmen. Alexander in the backfield with Roberts. Alexander will take the snap, going to throw. Sets his feet, dumps it to the outside. Man fell down, and the ball's going to be picked off. It's going to be a pick 6 for the Broncs. Yes, it is. The receiver fell down, and the Broncs get a touchdown. And I want to see who that was. And I'm going to get a number for you. And if I don't, we'll find out. I wanted to say it was, not sure who it was. But the damage done. I'll get a name for you as soon as possible. Kick is up. The kick is good. On the range scoreboard with 5:41 to play in the first half. Sheridan 47, Laramie nothing. You're listening to the Bronx on KWYO, 1410 AM and 106.9 FM. Back in 1 minute.
First Federal Bank and Trust would like to recognize this week's winner of $1,000 in cash and a $1,000 marketing donation match from Sheridan Media. As part of their community commitment, the Thornrider Foundation is receiving these funds per random drawing.
We're giving $1,000 away every week to a qualified nonprofit organization. Next week, it could be your nonprofit. Visit our website, efirstfederal.bank, for details. First Federal Bank and Trust and Sheridan Media present Community Commitment. Member FDIC.
You have a new prescription to be filled, but where should you go? Hi, this is Vandalyn Meyer with Hospital Pharmacy West. Visit us and see what a local hometown pharmacy is like. Keeping all your prescriptions in one place makes it much easier for you, and knowing your medication history helps our pharmacists answer your questions. We look forward to seeing you at Hospital Pharmacy and Hospital Pharmacy West.
Hometown pharmacy, hometown care at Hospital Pharmacy West.
Hello, this is Benton Johnson with Sheridan Motor, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
48-0 Bronx on the range scoreboard. I'll try to find out here at halftime. I will find out at halftime who got that pick six. We're a long way away from the field, and the Bronx with those dark jerseys, and they've been sending guys in and out. And I think it might have been somebody off the bench that scored that thing, but I want to make sure I get his name out there. The kickoff by Gilbertson knocked out of the back of the end zone again. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Laramie on their own 20. Again, the receiver fell down on that pass play. And it looks like we're going to get another quarterback in the ball game. It looks like Max Alexander got a couple of snaps. Let's see if they send Frood back out there, or who it is, or if they've gone to a third quarterback. Yeah, it looks like Frood is back out there taking snaps. 1st and 10, they're on 20. It's going to be Frood running the football. Maybe got a yard. That'll be it as he's driven back. Give him 1 yard on the carry. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Plainsmen. As the score stands right now for here at halftime. We will have a running clock in the second half. Wyoming instituted that rule many years ago. The 45-point rule. If you're ahead by 45 points anytime in the second half, the clock does not stop, except for, I think, injuries and timeouts and penalties. And that's it. Otherwise, it'll just keep running. Boy. Again, the Bronx scored first. Laramie got the ball and went right down the field. They got the ball in their own 20. Took it all the way to the Sheridan 30, and we're moving the ball really good. Then the Bronx got a strip sack. Knocked the ball away from Frood, and that was it. And the Bronx just started rattling off touchdowns left and right. And this time it will be a different player taking the direct snap this time. It was not Frood, the court handling the ball that time. I think that was maybe Roberts taking the snap, and he'll pick up 2. So right now Laramie trying a little bit of everything again. Frood did take 1 snap there, so we know he was okay. He wasn't taken out because of injury. And maybe they're just trying a few different things. And again, direct snap. And not much, maybe a gain of a yard. And that was M.J. Peterson. They list as a running back. Obviously, he plays the quarterback position as well. And it is now 4th down. 4th and 6, and Laramie will punt it away. And Frood is still out on the field. They've just moved him to a wide receiver spot. He will do the punting here. Now, the last time he punted to Dane Steele, Dane returned it 39 yards, or I should say 59 yards for a touchdown. Steele and Dunham standing at their own 45. Frood ready to boot it away. One of these guys can get loose again anytime. Here we go. If it's returnable, kick is away, and it's a good one. It'll chase Steele back, and Dane's just going to call for a fair catch. And I think that was a design fair catch as Jeff Mowry sets those return men. As they ran out there, Steele and Dunham had looked back over at the head coach. And I think that they had called for a fair catch because just before the punt, Steele turned to that official back there with him and said, hey, I'm putting my hand up in there for a fair catch. So I think the Bronx, with a 48-0 lead, I know what Jeff Mowry's thinking. Do not return another punt for a touchdown. We don't need to embarrass these guys any more than we need to. And on first down, pretty good yardage up the middle. Ty Gilbertson is in there now at the quarterback spot. So that looks like it'll be it. That's it for a lot of the starters. We're going to have new backfield in there as well. So the Bronx starting to rotate guys out. Running onto the field is Keegan Rager. Also running out onto the field at a running back spot, Will Greer. And Ty Gilbertson again, the quarterback. So the Bronx rotating guys in and out right now. Starters are on the sidelines in the first half. But they've done a lot of damage, scoring 48 points. The give to Will Greer up the gut. He'll have a first down at the 49-yard line. So the Bronx, for this, the only time we'll see starters out there probably the rest of the night. Maybe to start the second half on defense, not even sure. They'll be out there probably for special teams, punt teams and stuff. They'll send those guys back out there, but imagining based on that last punt, they'll fair catch everything for the rest of the night. No need to send one of your punt returners into harm's way when you don't have to. And the Bronx don't have to right now, leading 48-0. Gilbertson, the give up the middle to Will Greer again, pounding his way forward for a Bronx first down inside the Laramie 40. And if you were watching, you've heard the term downhill. That was a downhill run by Will Greer. That was head down and knees lifting and a power run to the Laramie 38-yard line. Again, the entire second team in there right now. Starters on the bench. And it looks like their work is done. Rager gets the carry, busted into the secondary, looking for more running room, dropped at the 25, and another Bronx first down, a gain of 13. First down for these guys, love to see it. They moved the ball well last week against Cheyenne South, and it's good to see your backups do that because in the past, and talked with Jeff Mowry, you heard it today on the pregame show, we talked a lot about this unit right here. The fact they come into the ball game, normally in most years, the JV team or the backups are playing against the starters for the other team and they end up going backwards. This group's moving forward. Rager will stay in the backfield with Ty Gilbertson. First and 10 Bronx at the 25 of Laramie. Bubble screen coming. They get it off. It's going to be caught, and they're going to lose yardage. Blocks were not held, and that time it was Chance Morris paying for it. They got the screen off, but the defender out there was able to throw the blocker off and got him in a loss of 2 on the play. 2nd and 12 coming. So 2nd and 12 for the Bronx on the 27-yard line of Laramie. Here in the first half, 48-0 Bronx on the Range scoreboard. Gilbertson going to keep it himself, and he will charge forward inside the 25 to about the 23. And that's going to bring up third about 7 or 8. Let's call it 3rd and 8. They'll spot him at the 23, so 3rd and 8 coming for the Bronx from the 24-yard line of Laramie. On the Range scoreboard now. Time running out here in the half. Maybe one more play, or the Bronx just going to run it out. They might just run it out. I don't know if Jeff Mowry wants to take another snap. I don't think he does. And we'll get to halftime here. So we will get to halftime, and the teams head out. Bronx not interested in running another play. Why not? Wow, what a first half. Again, the Bronx scored first. We'll give a little recap here. James Timberlake waiting in the wings, and again welcoming our new sponsor, the Powderhorn. Play where you live. Our new halftime sponsor, the Powderhorn, also sponsors our opening lineup credits on our video web stream. So a big thanks to Scotty. I hope you're listening in tonight, and we want you to get back at these Bronx games as fast as you possibly can. A big thank you to the Powderhorn for joining us for Bronx football this year. Also want to thank First Federal Bank and Trust for their sponsorship of our pre- and post-game show. Of course, the Powderhorn with halftime show, our highlight show that you can watch at SheridanMedia.com tomorrow. You can watch each and every Bronx touchdown and highlight. And Kevin Coyle puts that together and does a dynamite job with that. You can watch that tomorrow on SheridanMedia.com, and that is presented by Century 21 PHJ, Realty in Johnson and Sheridan and Johnson counties. Our main sponsors here that do all the pre and post and halftime show and highlights and stuff for us. And a big thank you, and of course, Range Communications, the Range Scoreboard, are one of our great sponsors, and all of our great Bronx Booster Club sponsors. We'd love to have you all, and we can't do it without you. 48-0 on the Range Scoreboard here at halftime. James Timberlake waits. Your halftime show is on the way next.
Are you looking to expand your operation, purchase a new building, or get that business idea of yours off the ground? Hi, this is John Dick with First Bank of Wyoming. For all those business projects, big and small, we can help. Our decisions are made locally, and we're here for you every step of the way from concept to completion. Let's get started today. Stop by our office at 1470 Sugarland Drive, Suite 2, or give us a call at 672-1733. First Bank of Wyoming, division of Glacier Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hi, it's Kathleen Jack Wood from 307 Real Estate. Are you tired of renting? Well, give us a call, 307-763-1249, and let us help you. There are many opportunities out there, and we'll do our best to help you find your dream home.
You're right, Jack. We believe in our clients, and we'll do our best. We've all been there at one point in our lives, so let us help you get into the home you've been dreaming of.
Remember, you're in heaven living in 307. Call Kathleen Jack and get under contract. 307 Real Estate, 307-763-1249.
It's time for the Powderhorn Halftime Show with James Timberlake. James will be back with scores from around the state, upcoming Sheridan County sporting activities, and with your Wyoming Cowboys and Denver Broncos after this from your halftime show sponsor, the Powderhorn. Membership certainly has its privileges, and nowhere is that felt more profoundly than at the Powderhorn. With 27 holes of championship golf, tennis courts, swimming pools, a fitness center, and many planned social activities, the Powderhorn has the ideal membership package for you and your family. Please consider this your invitation to start experiencing the Powderhorn today. To learn more about memberships, pricing, or to join the Powderhorn Club, you can email Sarah Langley, Membership Director, at sarah@thepowderhorn.com.
This is Dr. Michelle Meehan, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
We have hit halftime in Laramie. The Sheridan Bronx are heading into the break with a 48-0 lead over the Laramie Plainsmen. Welcome, everybody, to the Bronx Halftime Report presented by the Powderhorn. I am your host, James Timberlake. Coming up, we'll get you caught up on the local sports schedule for this weekend. After that, we'll get you a quick recap of the Cowboys' win over Texas Tech and what to expect this weekend. And finally, the Broncos will open their season this weekend when they take on the Las Vegas Raiders on Sunday. We will preview that matchup as well. We have those topics coming up, but first, let's get you caught up on the other 4A football scores from across the state of Wyoming. In 4A tonight, the number 4 Thunder Basin Bolts are on the road taking on the Cheyenne East Thunderbirds. Cheyenne East ranked number 1 in the state according to Wyo Preps, and Cheyenne East running away with that one. Another one they're dominating, and 49-0 approaching halftime in that one. Another game where Cheyenne East is just dominating. So What to expect else from Cheyenne East this year so far? Campbell County's on the road taking on Rock Springs. That one's at halftime. Campbell County's up 14-7, in that one. Kelly Walsh is on the road taking on Cheyenne South, and Kelly Walsh is up 20-7. That one's in the second quarter, approaching halftime as well. And number 5, Cheyenne Central is on the road taking on number 3 ranked Natrona. That was the late game of the night, so we don't have a score yet in that one, but we'll keep you up to date as the Sheridan Bronc game heads forward. And locally in 2A tonight, Upton Sundance is taking on second-ranked Bighorn. Bighorn is leading that one 25-7. They're approaching halftime in that one. And Tongue River is on the road taking on Glen Rock. Tongue River ranked 5th in the state in 2A according to Wild Preps, and they're up 22-0 over Glen Rock, and that one's heading towards halftime as well. That's a look at the local high school football scoreboard. Now switching over to the rest of the high school schedule for this weekend, we'll start with volleyball. The Sheridan Lady Broncs are here in Sheridan this weekend. They are at the gym tonight taking on Natrona County, and tomorrow they will host matches against Cody with first serve scheduled for 1 p.m. The Bighorn Lady Rams and Tongue River Lady Eagles are both going to be in Bighorn this weekend competing in a tournament hosted by Bighorn. Both the Lady Rams and the Lady Eagles played 3 games today, with the Lady Rams taking on Shoshone, Burns, and Upton Sundance. The Lady Eagles played Riverside, Pine Bluffs, and Big Piney. They will continue the tournament tomorrow with the results from today determining the game times for tomorrow. First serve in the first game scheduled for 8 a.m. tomorrow, and we'll keep you updated on those games over on SheridanMedia.com. The Bronc and Lady Bronc cross-country teams are heading, they're taking a long road trip down to Bozeman, up to Bozeman, Montana tomorrow to compete in the Bozeman Cross-Country Invite. First events are set to get underway at 4 p.m. And finally, the Bronc and Lady Bronc golfers competed in their 4A East qualifier. They started yesterday, and through day 1, the Lady Broncs were leading the tournament with a total score of 273, 8 strokes ahead of Thunder Basin, who had a 281. The boys finished day 1 with a total score of 330, good for 5th place, 16 strokes behind first place Cheyenne East. We'll have the final scores of that qualifier for you over on SheridanMedia.com once they become available as well. That's a look at the sports scene around the Sheridan area. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll take a look at the Wyoming Cowboy football team and preview the Broncos game against the Las Vegas Raiders. The Broncs are leading the Laramie Plains and 48-0 at the half. You're listening to the Bronc halftime report here on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM, KWYO, and watching live on SheridanMedia.com.
Membership certainly has its privileges, and nowhere is that felt more profoundly than at the Powderhorn. With 27 holes of championship golf, tennis courts, swimming pools, a fitness center, and many planned social activities, the Powderhorn has the ideal membership package for you and your family. Please consider this your invitation to start experiencing the Powderhorn today. To learn more about memberships, pricing, or to join the Powderhorn Club, you can email Sarah Langley, Membership Director, at sarah@thepowderhorn.com.
This is Mariah Warren with Sheridan Physical Therapy, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back to the Bronc Halftime Report presented by the Powderhorn. We're going to switch over to the regional sports world now, starting with the Wyoming Cowboys. I think it's safe to say they surprised basically everyone outside of maybe Laramie last week when they upset Texas Tech 35-33 in double overtime. With a lot of upsets of this variety where one team is seemingly outmatched on the talent level, there has to be something that can level the playing field. In football, if you're looking for reasons upset happened in the box score or the advanced stats afterwards, you'll usually find that thing that leveled the playing field in 3 places: turnovers, special teams, and penalties. And that was really the story of this game. The Cowboys did lose the turnover battle. However, their last turnover of the game came a little after the halfway point in the first quarter, and early turnovers can really be made up for throughout the rest of the game. The big ones that benefited the Cowboys were the penalties and special teams play. Texas Tech finished the game with 7 penalties for 69 yards, and Wyoming finished with 3 penalties for 15 yards. The penalties for Texas Tech cost them an EPA, expected points added, of 2.19, and the Cowboys gained an EPA of 6.85 from their more disciplined play. The absolute killer for Texas Tech, however, was their dreadful special teams play. Tech's kicker Gino Garcia went just 2 for 5, a 9-point swing from special teams alone. Those missed field goals also cost the Red Raiders 7.17 EPA, so just in the actual game itself, it was a 9-point swing, but even in the advanced analytics, they viewed it as a full touchdown and an extra point swing, and in the end, it cost the Red Raiders the game. In fact, there are a lot of spots the Red Raiders outplayed the Cowboys looking at statistics. Tech outgained the Pokes by 100-plus yards in total. They outgained the Pokes through the air by almost 200 yards. They didn't outgain the Pokes running the football, but they had a higher total EPA, and EPA per play on the ground. Tech had nearly a 34% stop rate on defense compared to the Cowboys' 24%, and they generated more tackle for losses. The Pokes did have some advantages in other areas. They dominated the middle 8 of the game, which is the last 4 minutes of the first half and the first 4 minutes of the second half, and they had 6 explosive plays on the ground that resulted in an EPA of 1.8 or more. But no matter how you look at it, the most important part of this game, the parts that flipped it on its head, were the penalties and especially the special teams play. Now this week, I don't know how much of a preview I can really give you for you guys with the Cowboys playing Portland State. Portland State is an FCS school. They're coming off an 81-7 loss against Oregon, so a lot of their stats are looking incredibly skewed. The Cowboys should hopefully win this game handily, and you'll be able to listen to all of it. Nonetheless, all the action live for you on Saturday on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM KWYO, with pregame scheduled for 12:30 p.m. and kickoff scheduled for 2 p.m. Switching over to the Denver Broncos, they start their 2023 campaign on Sunday afternoon at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. I think everybody who was remotely watching, casually watching football knows what the Broncos need to improve if they really want to try to contend, and that is the offense, and specifically the play of Russell Wilson. Wilson, who the Broncos traded a good part of their future away to acquire, heavily regressed last season. He was already kind of on a slight regression in the final year in Seattle, but last year was a big dip that I don't think really anyone really expected. For example, last year of quarterbacks with at least 150 dropbacks, he finished the season at 30th or worst in total EPA per play, pass play EPA per play, play action EPA per play, blitz EPA per play, and success percentage. There were some good things here and there. He finished top 10 in air yards per game and average depth of target, but honestly, the bad heavily outweighed the good throughout the season. Something that does make me a little bit nervous for this season that really plagued the Broncos last season was Wilson's time to throw and sack percentage ratios. Wilson finished the season with the 11th longest average time to throw, but the 39th worst sack percentage in the league. That can mean a couple of things. One being Wilson was just holding onto the ball too long and not getting the ball out when his receivers were open, or two, his receivers weren't creating enough separation on the outside and weren't quote-unquote open enough for Wilson to throw to, leading to him holding onto the ball and taking more sacks. That can also be a scheme issue from the offensive coordinator position, where your offense isn't scheming guys open. Watch the Chiefs or the 49ers if you really want to see teams that are very unbelievable at scheming receivers open. Wilson was also top 10 in running back target percentages, which is never a good sign in my opinion. That usually means a lot of dump-offs, which is not a sign of a very explosive offense. The offense might also be missing Jerry Jeudy, who was a limited participant in practice all week and is questionable for the game on Sunday. However, their defense should be very good again this year. They did lose some depth up front in free agency. Draymond Jones and Deshaun Williams are both gone, number 1 and number 3 in total snaps played last year on the defensive line, but they did sign Zach Allen, who was very solid last year, finishing with 6 sacks on 35 total pressures and 14 stops in the run game. They're also going to be missing linebacker Jonas Griffith, who tore his ACL during training camp and will miss the entire season. An example of a guy who wasn't necessarily amazing last year, but ate up a lot of snaps on defense, finishing 3rd in total snaps at the linebacking position for the Broncos. Overall, this was a team that was very solid last year, finishing 5th. That was a very good unit, I guess the defense was a very solid unit last year, finishing 5th in the league in defensive dropback EPA and top 10 in dropback success rate. They did drop off against the run, finishing in the bottom 12th in the EPA, and EPA allowed. However, cornerback Patrick Surtain was also a limited participant in practice this week as well due to injury. Surtain, who is unquestionably one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL, doesn't have a designation yet, but that would be a massive loss for a defense that's going to have to slow down Devontae Adams on the outside. Speaking of Adams and the Raiders, we'll give you a quick preview of them. They got maybe as small of an upgrade as possible in the offseason when they signed Jimmy Garoppolo to replace Derek Carr in the offense. Jimmy G, if he can stay healthy, it may be the slightest tinge of better, but it's definitely a move more horizontally than it is vertically. They're going to more than likely continue to lean on running back Josh Jacobs, who last year led the league in rushing. He led the league, yes, but as a team, they were not very efficient on the ground, finishing in the bottom 12 in rush EPA and 11th in success rate percentages. Part of that is because Jacobs was constantly having to break tackles before the line of scrimmage. Of running minimum of 150 carries, Jacobs finished 25th of 32 backs in yards before contact per carry. It didn't matter though, because Jacobs finished with the 2nd most broken tackles and a top 10 in broken tackle percentage, while having the highest rush yards per game and 2nd most carries per game in the league. On defense, the Raiders have an absolute world-class edge rusher in Max Crosby, who finished last season with 15 sacks on 81 total pressures, and he can cause chaos for any offense he runs up against. However, outside of him, just about end of the compliment improvements for the defense. I don't see a world in which this unit does not struggle again this year. They were one of the worst teams against the pass last year, and they really did not make any eye-opening improvements in the secondary. They have Marcus Peters as their CB1, who was very solid back in the day, but he hasn't been a CB1 type. He hasn't had a CB1 type of year since 2019, and he is probably the second best player on that defense. We will see if the Broncos can start their season off on the right foot with a victory against their bitter divisional rival, the Las Vegas Raiders. You'll be able to listen to all the action live on Sunday on 1410 AM, 106.9 FM, KWIO, with pregame scheduled for noon and kickoff scheduled for 2:25. It looks like the Plainsmen and the Bronx are getting ready to start the second half, so we're going to send it back out to Trevor Jackson and Laramie. I want to thank you all very much for tuning in. I've been your host, James Timberlake, and you have been listening to the Bronx Halftime Report presented by the Powderhorn.
Hi, this is DJ Dearcorn of First Federal Bank and Trust, and you are listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Hey, welcome back, everybody, as we get ready to got the second half going to start here in just a little bit. The teams just came back out for their halftime warm-ups, and as we know, the officials put 3 more minutes up on the clock so they can get a decent warm-up before the second half starts. I doubt that we will see any starters. Well, we'll see some frontline guys that are on the special teams, like kickoff return, punt team, kickoff team. They will keep those guys out there for continuity in the special teams. But on offense and defense, doubtful we'll see any starters out there. The Bronx, again, were fielding a punt late in the first half after Dane Steele had already returned one, and they just fair caught it, leading it 48-0, and Jeff Mowry is not about to embarrass anybody. And the chances of Dane returning another one were a possibility, so he just had Dane fair catch it. And then the second team came out offensively, moved the ball really well, and they just ran out of time. And they had a chance maybe to run one more play right by the end of the half. There's about 25 seconds left in the half, and Jeff just called them off the field, said, let's go to the locker room. No need to knock another one in here. But it's all up for grabs now in the second half. I can assure you that. He'll turn them loose in the second half and let them play. And I don't think he'll hamstring them at all. He'll just let them go. But they were moving the ball very well. Again, our game started off with the Bronx scoring the first touchdown, a nice drive. Started at their own 20-yard line. They went down the field, got a short touchdown run from Dom Baratini. Then Laramie got the ball and started moving the ball down the field. They took the drive all the way to the Sheridan 30 and were moving the ball really well. And then the Bronx got a strip sack of the quarterback and got the ball back, and that ended that drive. And then the Bronx just started basically to run anything they wanted at will. And then they scored on that turnover. And then they got another fumble turnover on a short field and scored again off that turnover. And then they got Dane Steele's punt return with about 7 minutes to go in the half. The Bronx were up 35-0, and I think the Bronx were fine with that. And then Dane Steele took a punt back 59 yards for a score. And then the Bronx got an interception return for a touchdown, 48-0 at halftime. Scoring-wise, about the only thing that didn't go right in the first half for the Bronx is Ty Gilbertson missed an extra point right off one of the uprights. But that's really not a negative when you have a giant lead. So, second half will begin. Just about ready to go here as the teams will come back out on the field. The Bronx will be the kicking team to start the second half. So we're just awaiting the arrival of both teams, and then we'll get going. Sun's starting to go down here in Laramie. The lights are on. A lot of folks from Sheridan making the trip down. I'm sure some will be staying tonight to go watch the University of Wyoming play tomorrow. Cowboys hosting Portland State. 12:30 pregame, 2 o'clock kickoff. KWY on 1410 AM and 106.9 FM tomorrow. For no TV tomorrow, by the way, of that game. I don't think that any of the networks could sell sponsors to have Portland State on after they got beat 81-7 last week. But that's okay. Because right after that, the Cowboys, I think, go on the road to Texas. So it gets a little bit, gets a little bit more dicey, gets a little bit more for real here in another week. Ty Gilbertson ready to boot it away. Roberts, Rich Trabing, and Tyler Gale back. And here is the kick. And it's a squib kick on the ground. And did that ball go out of bounds? And it did not. And it was just covered Laramie ball at their own 20. So the Plainsmen have started off every drive from their own 20-yard line. The Broncs have not punted tonight, haven't even been close. And again, the backup defenders in the ball game right now. Maybe a couple of starters out there, a couple of safeties out there. Maybe Gilbertson's playing safety right now. And 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen from their own 20. See if they can move the ball against this younger defense. Come out throwing. It'll be a short gain. The pass is complete. A gain, only a 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line. Making the catch was Trabing. So 2nd and 5 for the Plainsmen. Again, running clock here in the second half with the Broncs leading at 48-0. And Frew, the quarterback, going to keep it, hit in the backfield and dropped for about a 3-yard loss. A loss of 3 on the play. 3rd and 8 coming for the Plainsmen. And now we've got a timeout or what? I think Laramie called the timeout. So the Plainsmen have called the timeout. I believe it was them. I don't know. The Broncs wouldn't call it. It'll be 3rd and 8 from the Plainsmen, and they will, both teams, going to go to the sidelines for the timeout. Coaches aren't going out. Not sure what that's all about. Usually you see the coaches just come out on the field. Now it's the teams going to the sidelines. Didn't see anything weird out of the ordinary, as the clock right now is stopped at 10:47, as I learned that when you have a running clock, the clock will stop for timeouts, for one thing. And it was a Laramie timeout. They'll come back out. 3rd and 8 at their own 22. The running back in there right now for the Plainsmen is M.J. Peterson, and he will split out. Empty backfield, 5 wides in the set on 3rd and 8. Frew, the quarterback, from his own 22, set to throw. Now he wants to run. Now he's in trouble, and he'll be sacked back inside the 15-yard line. The Broncs all over him, and they will punt it away. My goodness. 4th and 14 coming. A new punter in there now for the Plainsmen. Trying to see the return men for Sheridan. These are 2 new guys. Didn't see him trot out on the field. We'll get a number for you. See if this is returnable. Then we'll get a number for you. 48-0 Broncs here in the 3rd quarter. Clock running. Good clean snap. Kick away. It's a good one. High wobbler. Fair catch called for. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line of Laramie. And then they're going to put the ball out. She spotted at the Laramie 46. And the Broncs come back out of the field. Ty Gilbertson again running at the quarterback spot for the Broncs. And they'll use several running backs. And Rager is in the backfield right now. So Rager will start off the running back in this spot. 4 wides in the set for the Broncs. 1st and 10 from the Laramie 46. Second unit, forcing the 3 and out. And Gilby ready to take the snap. Man in motion to the far side. Gilbertson Give it to Rager, straight ahead. Powers his way forward. Great run by Rager. After the initial contact with a couple of guys on his back, he just kept moving the ball forward. He picks up 5. Great run. Straight ahead. So 2nd and 5 coming for the Bronx at the Laramie 41. This time Gilbertson will go under center. Quick toss. Running back going left, cutting back, and we'll have a first down. It looks like it's Rager again. It looks like he's got the first down, and he does. Well, maybe not. Initially the spot was first down. Now they move it back about a half a yard, so it's going to be short. So 3rd and less than a yard for the Bronx. The ball spotted inside the Laramie 37-yard line. So 3rd and short. Bronx will have a couple of cracks at it if they need it. Still Rager in there with Gilbertson in the backfield. Give it to him again. He's got the first down and more. Busted up the middle, and he'll rumble. Still on his feet, taking down inside the 25, and another Bronx first down. And the clock continues to run here in the 3rd quarter. And 1st and 10 for this Bronx decking unit at the Laramie 23. Under 7.5 to play, 3rd quarter, 48-0 Bronx. Gilbertson, give it off this time. Running to the right side and picking up yardage to about the 17-18 yard line on the carry that time. Will Greer, I believe. Flag down at the end of the play. It's coming back. It'll probably be a hold on the Bronx right at the 20-yard line. This will cost them 10, back to 30. So holding will be the call. Spot foul from the 20, I believe, is where they're going to mark it. And they'll take it back to the 30. It will remain first down, however. So let's call it first. And it'll be first and about 17. So 1st and 17 for the Bronx from their Laramie 30. So first down coming for the Bronx. From the 30-yard line. Gilby. Rager. Not a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That'll be it. That time the Plainsmen able to get that stopped. So no gain. And that'll bring up 2nd and 17 for the Bronx. After the holding call. 48-0 Sheridan on the range scoreboard. Empty backfield this time for Gilby. Bring one man in motion to the near side. Gilbertson going to keep it himself, and it's blown dead. It'll be, I think, a false start against the Bronx, and now they're going backwards. So holding, false start, cost them 15, and away we're going backwards now. Now the ball at 35. So it'll be 2nd and a mile from the Laramie 35. The 2nd and long after the false start. Same formation, nobody in the backfield with Gilbertson. Send a man in motion. Going to keep it again. No, it's actually going to be the give, and the Bronx are going to pick up about 10 yards of what they needed back. On the carry that time for the Bronx was Carson Chase. And Carson picks up 10, and that'll bring up 3rd and a dozen for the Bronx. And again, it's the 2-down territory. They won't punt. They won't try a long field goal, I wouldn't imagine. They'll just play it out with the clock running here in the 3rd quarter. 48-0 Bronx. 3rd and we'll call it a dozen from the Laramie 25. Same formation. Man in motion near side. And it's going to be the give that way, and there won't be much there. And the Bronx will lose some more yardage. And that play was going nowhere fast. Chance Morris on the carry. And Chance didn't have much room to work with there as Laramie really got up the field. And it's 4th down now. And are they going to send out the punting unit? We're switching a bunch of guys out now. Looks like maybe they're going to punt it away. I hope the Bronx are going to just, we're going to attempt field goal here. It's going to be a 45-yard attempt. So the Bronx are going to attempt a field goal here. So Gilbertson lines up for a 45-yard attempt. Bronx don't get a chance at many field goals. It's long enough, and it is good. Wow, 45-yard field goal for Ty Gilbertson. Well, the Bronx don't get many chances to kick field goals, so I guess that's the thinking of Jeff Mowry. Let's give one a shot here because we don't get many other shots. And that was a 45-yard field goal. That was a long one, and it was a line drive right through the middle. And that makes the score 51-0 Bronx. Again, running clock here in this third quarter. Got 4:44 to go in the third quarter. And the Bronx will kick it away. And Gilbertson will trot back out there to boot it away. So under 5 to go, third quarter, 51-0 Bronx. Again, they scored 48 in the first half, and after that last touchdown, as the old cliche goes, called off the dogs. Gilbertson to boom away again. Has not had one returnable tonight. Lets another one fly. See ya. Out of the back of the end zone. So Gilbertson with 8 kickoffs tonight, and all have been at least 8 yards or more deep in the back of the end zone. And Laramie will take over. 1st and 10 on their own 20 once again. And Frood will go back out as the quarterback. And in there with him in the backfield, MJ Peterson, the running back. Frood to throw. Sets it up, going to chuck one deep. It's up for grabs, and it's going to be hauled in near the 40-yard line. It was a jump ball, and the Laramie receiver came down with it, and that was Max Alexander. That was a jump ball. That hung in the air forever, and he just out-jumped the Bronx for that one. Laramie, again, in their 2 games this year have not scored. So they haven't scored in their first 2 games, and they have not scored through almost 3/4 of this one. And it would probably be good for the mental health of the ball club to at least get a touchdown if they could just score one. 1st and 10 for Laramie at their own 39. They haven't been this far out of in their own territory in forever. Frood to throw again. Chuck and duck it deep again, going the other way. And this one is overthrown. Double coverage out there. Great coverage by the Bronx that time. The ball overthrown. It'll be 2nd and 10. And the clock running under 3.5 to go in the third quarter. And the new play comes in from the sidelines for the Plainsmen. Bronx at home next week. Welcome in the Rock Springs Tigers for a little ball game at Homer Scott Stadium. On 2nd and 10, Frood to throw. Screen pass can be caught by Trabing, and he is loose into Bronx territory for the 2nd time tonight. The Plainsmen will have it inside the Sheridan 45. So this is only the 2nd time the Plainsmen have been in Bronx territory all night. The first one was their first drive of the game. And a big thank you tonight again to First Federal Bank and Trust, our pre- and post-game sponsor, our new sponsor, the Powder Horn, sponsor James Timberlake in the Bronx Halftime Show. And a big thank you to the Powder Horn. Scotty, we hope you get better. Hopefully you're listening in or being able to watch the game tonight. The Powder Horn, play where you live, our great halftime sponsor. And, of course, Range Scoreboard. Our scoreboard sponsor, and Frood has his guys ready to go again. Empty backfield once again. 5 wides in the set. Frood taking a while here. And we'll take the snap. Bubble screen coming. It's going to be completed. And another decent gain for the Plainsmen. This time they'll take the ball inside the Bronx 40. Gain of about 4 probably. Also a big thank you to Century 21 BHJ of Sheridan and Johnson counties. They sponsor our video highlights show. And this video, all the video highlights of all the Bronx scoring tonight will take place on our website tomorrow. You can watch all the action back. And over the middle, this pass is going to be caught. Yeah, they got a chance at a score here. And I don't know if I saw a penalty flag or not. I've got one. Yep, it's coming back. I'm not sure. The flag flew right about the 20-yard line. It was Alexander who made the catch, took it all the way inside the 5, and it's coming back. He cut across the middle of the field, and I thought I saw a flag fly. What's the call? Are they picking the flag up? Looks like they're picking it up. So it'll be 1st and goal, Laramie at the Sheridan 3. Laramie looking for their first score. This will be a celebration, my friends, if they get in. The students might rush the field late here in the 3rd quarter. And again, they have not scored in a long time. Threw it out of the gun from the Sheridan 3. Going to throw. Now he's going to run, and he is hit short of the goal line. That time the Bronx defense rallied as they saw him coming, and he ran into a couple of Bronx. No gain on the play. Ball still spotted at the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. And again, the anticipation of the players, you can almost feel it in the stadium. There's going to be a big roar if they get this in. Frood will take the snap. 51-0 Bronx. Frood to throw again. Underneath, off the fingertips, incomplete of his receiver. He had a man. He was open, but he threw it high, just gunned it over his head. 3rd and goal for the Plainsmen. Run the ball. You have no room to throw on the 2. Your best runner has been your quarterback tonight. Run the dang ball. If they were running the ball, they'd have a touchdown by now. 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Plainsmen. And Frood awaits the snap. Now we're going to get a stoppage. I'm not sure what we have. I believe the 3rd quarter has run out. That's what it is. As we go to the 4th on the Range scoreboard, Laramie on the verge of scoring, but it's all the Sheridan Bronx. 51-0 Sheridan on the Range scoreboard. You're listening to the Bronx on 1410 KWYO, 106.9 FM on our live video web stream at SheridanMedia.com. Back in 60 seconds.
As a premier sponsor, we're so excited for this year's WYO Film Festival. Hey, this is Cindy with ERA Carroll Realty. This is a weekend you don't want to miss. It all starts with Friday feature film on September 28th, followed by Saturday and Sunday lineup of thought-provoking, humorous, and action-packed movies, movie shorts, and documentaries. Find out more and get your tickets at wyofilmfest.org.
Discover your passion and dive into exciting hobbies this fall with Sheridan College's community interest classes. Whether it's printmaking, painting, fly fishing, jazz, yoga, or more, Sheridan College offers a wide range of options to feed your curiosity. Now is the perfect time to tailor your education education to your interests. Enroll online today with just a few clicks. Just go to sheridan.edu/community. Need assistance? Call one of the friendly advisors today at 307-675-0115. Sheridan College. Begin your journey.
I'm Doug Hockett with Stiefel Investments, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Third goal for Laramie. Here we go to start the fourth quarter. Third and goal from the Sheridan 3. Frood ready to go. Laramie looking for the score. Going to throw. Got a man. It's caught for the touchdown, and they celebrate. Laramie's first touchdown of the season. Their first score of any kind this season. And they celebrate. You know, you're down 51-0, and you've been shut out twice. That's where the celebration is. So Frood Alexander for the score. So they did throw it in. And now the point after. Frood does all the place kicking for them as well. With 11:56 to play in the contest officially. Here's the point after attempt. It is up and good. And with 11:56 to play in the fourth quarter, Sheridan 51, Laramie 7. You're listening to the Bronx on KWYO 1410 AM and 106.9 FM. Back in 1 minute.
Hey, Colton, can you believe that the school year is in full swing again?
I can't even believe that I'm not in school anymore. Time flies.
That's right. It feels even faster with upcoming activities, holidays, and more.
So how are people going to find the time to continue their real estate goals of buying and selling?
That's where we come in. This is Jill Bates with the Bates team at Best. We know how valuable your time is and work within your busy schedule to help you plan the entire process.
We also know that it's not enough to just get the job done, as we seek to do the absolute best quality of work for all of our clients.
Let this be the school year where you get everything you want done and more.
Give us a call at 675-BEST and visit bestwi.net.
Proudly brokered by EXP. Is Wyoming Corporate Office your one-stop shop for everything you need for your Wyoming-based business, LLC, or corporation formulation? Yes. Service of process and mail forwarding services? Indeed. Fulfill the legal requirements for small businesses based in Wyoming? Absolutely. Wyoming Corporate Office provides the communication between your business and the state, so you don't have to. Learn more by visiting WyomingCorporateOffice.com today.
This is Dr. Dana Leroy with Leroy Family Dental, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And welcome back. Laramie gets their first score of the season, 51-7 Bronx. And Frood ready to kick it away. Getting does all the punting, the kicking, plays kicking duties, plays quarterback for the Plainsmen. And here is Frood's kick. Lets it fly, and it is not returnable. And the Bronx will have the ball at their own 20. And again, running clock here in the second half. This fourth quarter will go quick. Bronx in all likelihood keep the ball on the ground. So first and 10, Ty Gilbertson in there. Still running the quarterback spot. Rager and Greer in the backfield with him. These guys have been able to move the ball a little bit, but that last drive they had, penalties set them back. But they did get the field goal out of it, 45-yarder. Gilbertson will give it to Will Greer running left. He is hit immediately. Flags fly. I don't know if it's holding or a face mask. It's either one. It's either holding or it's a face mask, as he is dragged down at about the 19-yard line. We'll see what the call is. And I still can't tell what the call will be. But the way Laramie's moving, well, maybe we just don't know yet who it's against. And it was a face mask against the Plainsmen. And this is going to be the personal foul face mask. 15 big ones out to the 35-yard line. So that's the 15-yard variety of the face mask. So first and 10 for this Bronc outfit. Here in the fourth quarter. First and 10 for the Bronx at their own 35. Empty backfield for Gilby. Chance Morris will come in formation, and it'll be Gilbertson keeping it himself, running to the left. He'll have the first down and more, getting loose at midfield and into Laramie territory near the Laramie 46-yard line. Nice run by Gilby. Pickup of 18 yards. I'll call it a pickup of 17 yards as they spot the ball at the Laramie 48-yard line. Nice run there by Ty Gilbertson. 17-yard gain. Now the Broncs have the ball on Laramie's side of the field. Gilbertson again. Going to hand it off this time. This one's going to be to Morse, and he will have a first down and more, and a late flag in right at this point of the tackle, right inside the 35-yard line of Laramie. What do we got? 2 flags came in right at the 33-yard line, right at the end of the run. Nice run by Chance Morris. It was a gain of about 15 yards. And it looks like it's going to go again. Do we get another face mask here? Let's see. They're discussing it. And I think this is going against the Plainsmen defense again. And actually, well, I'm not sure what it was. Their officials are checking the spot of the ball. It's actually going to go against the Broncs. And I think I know what the call is. You helping someone move the ball forward by pushing them or something. You can't do that. It costs them 5, but it's from the end of the play, so it's still a first down for the Broncs. So instead of having the ball at the 33-yard line, they've got the ball at the 38-yard line of Laramie. I think that was my signal by the official. Our referees, I know one's listening. If the referee holds both arms out and pushes them forward down below his waist, I think that means helping or something like that. It is a spot foul, so it's still a first down. So 1st and 10 for this Bronc outfit at the Laramie 38. Gilbertson, Will Greer trying to get the corner, can't. And a big loss and a late flag again. This has got to go against the Plainsmen because there was nobody out there but Will Greer. And 2 tacklers, and that was it. And the penalty fest continues. Well, looks like it's going to go against the Broncs maybe. It is, apparently. It's a holding call against the Broncs. 10-12 to go. But again, the clock stops on penalties, so if you're looking for game management from a referee crew, you ain't getting it right now. So it is still first down and a bunch as the ball's moved out to the 48-yard line. The Broncs need the 28 for a first down. 1st and 20 now. And Chance Morris around the right side, breaking tackles, and he will be close to a first down. And there's no flags, I don't think. Finally, we get a clean play. And is it a first down or not? It depends on the spot. It looks like he got a first down. The Broncs needed 20. It looks like Chance got about 22. Wait, there is a flag. My goodness, these guys, you got to be kidding. It's 51-7. What are we doing? Holding on the Broncs. What are we doing? See, I'm asking a rhetorical question that they can't hear. What are you doing? It's 51-7. It's been a beatdown all night. And you're just prolonging it by all of a sudden in the fourth quarter. You're going to just start throwing flags all over. We had a little bit of everything. Still first down for the Broncs. At the 47-yard line of Laramie. Gilbertson rolling to his left to throw. Now he's just going to tuck it and run. And he's got big yardage and more. He'll have a first down, trucks the guy. And let's see if we have a flag. Do we have another one? It'll be a Bronc first down. Oh, by golly, we got ourselves a play finally. First down, nice run by Gilby. And the Broncs have a first down at the Laramie 27-yard line. Wow, we ran a play without a flag finally. And the Broncs, even in spite of all that stuff, got a first down out of it. Nice run by Gilbertson. First and 10 at the 27-yard line of Laramie. This time Gilby up the gut. Going to give it to Rager, and he's breaking tackles and on his feet inside the 10-yard line. Nice run. Going to spot the ball at the Laramie 7-yard line. First and goal for the Broncs at the Laramie 7. And it's the Laramie starting defense still out there. So I think this Bronc unit said, you go down and score a touchdown on us. We'll try to come back one and punch one on you here. Let's see if they can do it. First and goal from the 7. Gilbertson, take the snap. Right up the gut. Touchdown Broncs. I think it's Rager, I believe. Either Rager or it's Will Greer. And it's going to be Will Greer, I believe, on the score for the touchdown. So Will Greer gets the score from 7 yards out. I apologize for my eyesight tonight. I'm just having a heck of a time seeing those Bronc numbers. And we have an injured player on the field right now in the end zone from Laramie, so they're taking a look at him. So the teams will head to the sidelines when we get a stoppage here. So, you know what? That Bronc sec unit, they got a little pride as well. Laramie starters went down and got one on them, so good on them. Overcoming a bevy of penalties. Overcoming first and 20 a couple of times on 2 occasions and getting the first down. The Laramie player is up and coming up under his own power, so we always like to see that when the player could come up by themselves, holding his left arm and elbow. And Gilbertson on for the point after. Clock time, 8 minutes, 6 seconds to play. And it's 57-7 Broncs. And now Gilby for the point after attempt. And this one is up and rifled through with 8:06 to go in the ball game. On the range scoreboard, it's Sheridan 58. Laramie, that's actually Sheridan 58. 58 and Laramie 7. We'll get a quick break, come back with more. You're listening to the Broncs on KWYO, 1410 AM and 106.9 FM. Back in 30 seconds.
Camco Federal Credit Union was established in 1971, and in the years since, we have continued to take pride in caring for our community and its financial needs. When you open an account at Camco FCU, you aren't just a customer, you're a member, a part owner. We are staffed with a team ready to assist you.
Whether it's establishing or building credit, opening a savings account, or getting the benefits of our rewards checking, join Camco Federal Credit Union and become a part owner today. Camco Federal Credit Union, member NCUA and equal housing lender.
Hi, I'm County Commissioner Christy Haswell, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
And we're back for the kickoff. Gilbertson ready to boot it away again. So the Broncs get another score, 8:06 to go, 58-7 Broncs. And the ball kicked out of the back of the end zone once again. And Laramie will start off where they've started off most drives tonight, from their own 20. As a matter of fact, every drive started off from their own 20. The Broncs have not punted tonight, not even close to punting. Still the starting 11 for Laramie out on the field. Running back in there right now with Frood in the backfield is Alexander. They're missing someone. They're missing an offensive lineman. They only got 4 guys on the line. Now we got him out there. And Frood will take the snap, and he's going to throw. Chuck it to the outside. It's going to be caught. They go with a hook and ladder, and they'll have a first down with it. Not a huge play, but a good enough play. They run the old hook and lateral. Receiver catches it. The trailer, he flips it to him, and they pick up about 14 yards. Laramie would love to score again, obviously, after their first touchdown of the season to start off this fourth quarter. But the Broncs got that score back as the clock continues to run here in the fourth quarter at 7 minutes to play and running on the range scoreboard. And Frood again, 1st and 10 for the Plainsmen. On their own 34, Frood in trouble, gets out of trouble. Now he's going to be hit, and there will be no gain on the play. The Broncs don't get a sack as he got back to the line of scrimmage, but he got pasted. And Frood ready to go, 2nd and 10 Plainsmen. Frood going to pass. Has time, throws it underneath. It's going to be complete out across the 45-yard line, and it looks like enough for Laramie first down. So a first down for Laramie at their own 46-yard line. 58-7, Broncs at home next week. Nice to be back at Homer Scott Stadium. Timeout called by Laramie. We'll get one as well. You're listening to the Broncs on 1410 KWY, 106.9 FM. Back in 60 seconds.
Dealing with bone and joint issues? Schedule a visit with Sheridan Orthopedic Associates. Their board-certified orthopedic surgeons are experts in all aspects of orthopedics, focusing on sports injuries as well as joint problems from the feet, ankles, and knees to the spine and upper extremities. After all, they've been providing the area with surgical excellence and outstanding patient care for almost 50 years. Learn more about Sheridan Orthopedic Associates online at SheridanOrtho.com.
If you haven't been to Farmers Co-op for lunch, what are you waiting for? They have a great little deli and kitchen in their country store. Phone in your order ahead of time or place your order at the front counter when you walk in the door. Polish sausage, taquitos, mozzarella sticks, gizzards, chicken wings, chicken strips, steak fingers, or mushrooms. They're all delicious and only take a few minutes to cook up fresh. Thinking of lunch? Think Farmers Co-op, 1450 Coffeen Avenue in Sheridan.
Hi, this is Ken Balkenbush with Prime Rate Motors and Super Trailer Store, and you're listening to Sheridan Media Sports.
Welcome back, everybody. After Laramie burned the timeout, got the ball on 46. Frood back to, actually this is going to be Alexander to throw. Now he's going to run, flag flies, and he will cross into Brock territory. We run out of bounds here to the 33, but she's coming back, I believe. Holding would be the call, so yep, our referees wave everybody back. Come on back, boys. We're going to throw some more flags. It'll be holding. So that'll be 10 on the Plainsmen. Spot foul looks like from about the 40. Oh, they're waving it off. Okay. Going to wave her off. First down for Laramie. Well, so it'll be Laramie. What are they doing with the ball? So if they're waving it off, Laramie's going to get the ball at 33. Now the explanation to Jeff Mowry, because the referee in the backfield threw the flag, and he picked up his own flag. Really? So it'll be first down for Laramie at the Bronx 33. The game that just wouldn't end, the blowout, the rout that would not end. 5:20 to go, clock running. Well, it'll be over soon. There have been so many penalty flags this fourth quarter. Been incredible. That one, though, was picked up at least. I don't know how you can wave off your own flag, but I guess you can. And they're going to run jet sweep to Alexander. Now he's going to throw it. Got him and overthrew it. Decent coverage downfield, Alexander. That little jet sweep, and then he pulled up and let her fly. Incomplete. Second and 10 coming for the Plainsmen. And the ball spotted at the Sheridan 33. So here we go on 2nd and 10. Mop-up duty right now, late in the fourth quarter. Frood, bubble screen to Trabing. And Trabing spins away from one tackle, and then he gets piled up at the 25. And that'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd about 2. We'll actually give him the 24, so 3rd and a yard for the Plainsmen from the Bronx 24. Three and a half to go, clock running. 58-7 Bronx. It was 48-0 Bronx at halftime. Low snap, Frood has to fall on it to cover it. Hit him right in the ankles, and he looked at it, thought about picking it up, and instead did the right thing and just smothered it. And that'll bring up 4th down for the Plainsmen. It'll be 4th and 7 now from their own 30. Yeah, getting that snap in him right in the feet, and he thought about picking it up. When the Bronx had a pretty good push on that defensive front, and he did the right thing and just fell on it. Now 4th and 7 for the Plainsmen. I would think he's got to be looking at Alexander. Let's see if he goes that way. He's lined up the wide receiver spot. And he is looking toward Alexander. He's going to go that way. He's got him open and it's picked off. Bad pass. And the Bronx get the interception. And it was the throw that did it. He had Alexander open and he threw it behind him and it was picked, and now a flag comes in. It's not going to be anything on the possession. What is it? What in the wide world of sports is going on? The call is a personal foul, unsportsmanlike, against Sheridan? What? Our second team guys were taunting someone? No. Give me a little bit of a break. You got to be kidding me. You have got to be kidding me. Well, the Bronx don't have to just run a few plays here. Laramie, I know they have timeouts left, so they'll burn them if they get a chance to. So they move the ball all the way back after the interception to the 24-yard line. Would have been out around the 45. But this crew drank something at halftime. They drank the stupid drink, because this second half has been called atrociously. We haven't had any flags in the first half. Second half, they have just come in bushels. And the Bronx will keep it on the ground. And that was Reger running that time. Picks up 5 to the 30. Make that 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4. 2 minutes to go. Bronx would love nothing here just to run the clock out. Second and 5. Will Greer gets the carry this time. And he's going to be close to a Bronx first down. I think he got it right at the 35. So they'll move the chains. And that first down, my friends, just about will do it. Bronx going to victory formation. Best formation that you can see your team do. Victory formation, snap to the quarterback, take a knee. Do it a couple more times, ball game. And they're already, the offensive and defensive fronts are always shaking hands. So the Bronx stopped Laramie on an interception. It was just a poorly thrown pass way behind the receiver. And again, the Bronx is waiting. I think they might have to take one more snap after this, maybe. Maybe or maybe not. Let's see. And they will take the next snap. And I think that'll do it. That'll do it. Teams will line up for the handshakes.
28 seconds left of the time run out. Hey, it was a hard-fought ball game.
This ball game is over. And the Sheridan Bronx will win it 58-7 will be your final score. Coming up, the First Federal Bank and Trust postgame show with Bronx head coach Jeff Mowry. And, wow. What a night. Big first half for the Bronx. Special teams. Touchdown again, another punt return tonight. Had a pick 6 tonight. Up for another touchdown. A couple of touchdown passes, a bunch of touchdown runs, field goal. So the Bronx win it big. Coming up, Jeff Mowry joins us on the First Federal Bank and Trust pregame show. And want to remind you that coming up tomorrow, live video highlights of the action tonight at SheridanMedia.com. And that is presented by Century 21 BHJ of Sheridan and Johnson counties. And thank you to them for sponsoring. Also, the Powderhorn. They sponsor our video lineup lineups at the beginning of our broadcast, and also welcoming the Powderhorn as our halftime sponsor of the Bronx Halftime Show with your host James Timberlake. And then, of course, Range has our scoreboard, and on that Range scoreboard again, Sheridan 58, Laramie 7. Jeff Mowry here in a few minutes. Stick around for that, and we'll be back. You're listening to the Bronx on 1410 KWY 106.9 FM on our live video web stream.